Hey, Roaring. Jeg har en turf and in Tom's penis.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SEN Live, the Schmoedown Entertainment Network. It's me, Christian Harloff. I am here, and as always, he is Josh McCouga's favorite character in the entire world, Brett Sheridan.
Hello!
It's nice to have you.
Oh, it's great.
So fun.
Another day in Shitville.
Another way to Sheffield. I love McCouga more than anything. He's a good friend of mine, but sometimes he's very predictable.
What?
He's on TV talking. When he's not involved in a bit or something else that people are talking about that he's not involved in, he gets very upset. So
I didn't know this.
Yeah, well, so someone brought up Safran and said,
I know. So it's a fucking SEN thing. Don't bring up the fucking stupid SEN thing on my thing. Thanks for giving me $10, but don't give.
And I knew it because even before any of that happened, I had said to Ken at one point, I said, this was yesterday that this happened. And 3-4 days ago, I had said to Ken, because I was talking to him, I said, how much does McCouga hate the Flirtin' Floss? I knew he would hate it. I knew he would hate it because he's not involved in it. He's not around. He hates it because people are talking about it. It was the same thing when he was on that show, the Three's Too Much show, back before he was on Schmoes, and people used to call up when Mark was on there, and they would be like, Schmoes, no, he's like, dude, another fucking Schmoeville person, and then he got involved and he never complained about it ever again. But
and then he hated Win a Goldfish too because people were yelling it. During
he hated
the
it, but he loved the Danish Christian Harloff stuff, of course, and all the other stuff. But I loved him to death. But I just knew that was coming. He was on, and I think it also would play into. And I texted him this morning about it too, and I said, what did I write him? He didn't write me back, but I wrote him. I said, I said, Danish Christian Harloff's pretty funny, but if it's a Flirtin' Floss, you don't like it? Ha ha ha. And he didn't write back. But we love each other.
That was my donations. What a grouch, lol.
Yeah, it was funny though. It was funny. I just knew it's how he gets. But he's always welcome on the show, and he's always welcome to do whatever he wants to make his silly little bits too. But I knew it. I knew it when I talked to Ken the other day. I was like, how much does McCouga hate it? I knew that he would hate it the second it came out. Anyway. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to see everybody on the show here today. It's going to be a fun one, and I'm hoping that you guys are having a good day, having a good morning, because we're going to be. I was thinking about it last night. Like I said, there's not a lot on the news going on, and we'll bring up some news. But really, today I was thinking, because everybody's watching so many things on whether it's TV or movies or revisiting things, and it's like there's so many great actors and actresses out there. There's some that the obvious that you know, and then there's that we can talk about some of their favorite works that they've done and things of that nature. And then there's other people, there's up and coming people. There's people that maybe aren't talked about enough, or that we haven't seen in a while that we hope make a comeback. So that's kind of what we were going to do today. So, and then I figured that's another way to really get you guys involved. So the Schmoebot is on, by the way. So if you want to interrupt the show, you can do that at streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. Make sure that you go ahead and throw that in there. And whatever you want to talk about. If there's any particular actor or actress that you want to talk about today, any particular movie, so when you include it in the Schmoebot or in the Streamlabs or Super Chat, just put a particular movie that you would like us to talk about inside of it, or if there's something that, maybe there's an actor or an actress that you think is underrated. Maybe if it's RB3, obviously, you'd be talking about Kristen Stewart. But if there's anyone that, out there that you think should be talked about today, and it could be one of the greats. You want to talk about Meryl Streep? We'll talk about Meryl Streep. Whatever you want to do.
We talk about Vic Tayback? Talk about Vic Tayback.
Sure, bring up Vic. Yeah, but speaking of good actors, though, how good
Vic Tayback is?
No,
he was in Mel's Diner. He was the cook. He was
oh my God. Okay, yeah.
That's one of those names that stuck in my head because my buddy used to say, "Vic, who do you think you are, Vic Tayback?"
Vic Tayback, that's good. That's a good one. What about
Alice's Diner? Alice's, yeah.
I knew that that's what you're talking with Flo and stuff.
Flo.
What did you think about how good Laura Linney was this season of Ozark?
I just finished it. Yeah, and that
finale was crazy, right?
My God,
yeah.
My wife and I were just like,
I know,
just mouths agape, And
you don't know where it's going, and then you kind of know where it's going, and then when certain things happen, you're like, oh my god.
That is, I'm telling you, that is a great show. I have not been disappointed with. I don't think any episode, I couldn't. Maybe if I went back and did it again, I might find one. Oh, this one was a little too. But everything, if it might have been set up for something, it definitely set up something good.
Yes.
I recommend everybody get to that, and
it's awesome.
you'll be prepared to stay up late.
You are. I mean, because there's so many kind of twists and turns and things that happen, and the character. I mean, the characters are so developed this year, and I liked the way that they actually. My wife brought this up too. I liked the way that they played that the kids had an angle, because in the previous 2 seasons, I think they had a little bit too much to do.
Yeah.
Where I think they had the right amount to do in this season.
Yeah.
And it paid off pretty well. Everything that happened, because there's something that happens with the kids towards the end, and I can talk about this off air with you because I don't want to spoil it. That I was like, oh, are they really gonna go this angle with this particular kid?
Maybe we should do a side. Let's do an Ozark side show.
Like a Ozark, maybe like spoiler review or something. Maybe. But it's really good, man. It's really good.
Oh yeah.
Glad that you got a chance to check it out. I started watching because I talked about The Matrix. I started watching part 2 last night. It's not as bad, although I didn't. Like I said, I always thought 2 was the okay one, and then I just remember 3. I haven't seen 3 in forever.
Yeah.
So I started watching 2 again last night, and I was into it, but then I'm getting.
Hey guys, I missed the past week and a half of shows and am catching up now.
Thank you, Brian.
Wow, what a bad time to miss Liv. Could we get Mark Ellis coaching Anaconda Brett on his stand-up?
Yes.
One of my favorite actors that isn't talked about a ton is Bill Paxton.
Yeah, man. Bill Paxton, the great Bill Paxton, man. I think he was talked about a lot when he passed.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was something about Bill Paxton. You know what's a role of his that no one talks about enough is Weird Science.
Oh, that's the first thing that came to my head.
Ever. Chet.
Yeah.
It's so good.
You spit in this? And he cracks the egg, he throws it up on the wall.
He's so good in that movie. And then Aliens, of course.
Your grandparents are catatonic in a closet.
It's great. It's a great role. And then, this.
What's up, Brett and Christian?
Hey, what's up?
I joined you guys in buzzing all my hair, and you can say my mother was not too pleased. Also, I used your ExpressVPN offer, so thanks for that.
Thank you.
Finally, I can watch US and UK Netflix content. Keep up the great work and stay safe, you all.
Thank you, Eric.
so
I'm
much,
glad.
Eric.
I'm glad that you were able to do that. Thank you, and I'm glad that it's working for you. But we are going to get to that impression in just a little bit. But Bill Paxton stuff, and again, guys, thank you.
Off topic, but have a merchandise idea for you.
Thank you.
We need SEN neck gaiters and face masks.
Oh shit.
Also found out my hotel is reopening Monday, so back to work for me.
Wow. A lot of places are reopening. I'm not thrilled with it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places that I was reading. I mean, I get it. Economies in places they're panicking and they're like, we can't sustain, man. I don't know. My wife and my father-in-law brought this up for you and I to do. Do you know how weird it's going to be going back to restaurants with face masks?
Oh yeah.
Like, what are you gonna do?
Well, it's gonna be this slow fade. I was wearing mine.
Herbert?
I put it on when I leave, and I got to the car, and I just kind of pulled it off and left it around my neck, and I went through the drive-through at a McDonald's, and I got home and had some French fries,
sauce on it. I have now got Fresh Brothers Pizza twice, and I've made sure that I've had the mask on before, and it feels so awkward when the girl who was bringing it out. I just like open up the back door, and I'm like, showing the back, and she's just like, "What do you want? Get in the car." I'm like, "No, I want you to put the fucking pizza in the car." But then I think that it's just people don't know how to deal with it. It's either you grab the fucking box, you don't grab the box. It's stupid.
Yeah, and I live in an apartment too, and like there's a lot of like this weird like when people want you to back up.
You go around to the side.
How far do you want me to go back when I'm coming in the alley? We both
through
have
the window.
masks, and
I know. But Bill Paxton. So again, if you guys keep doing what you're doing, bring up. I think we had the Bill Paxton suggestion come up through a super Schmoeville. So I like them. I think that it's
a greasy pork chop sandwich served in a dirty ashtray.
Was he in? I feel like he was in the freaking Tom Cruise movie that I liked. Live, Die, Repeat, whatever that one was, the Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow?
I thought he was, but wasn't he? I thought he was. I thought he was the general, I thought. Wasn't Bill Paxton? I'm pretty sure he was. Let me see. I'm sure this chat room's screaming at me right now, but I just want to...
Talk about a quotable movie.
Was.
God, we just... Oh.
Yeah, he was. He was absolutely in that movie. He's in so many different movies, and he's a really great actor. And he directed stuff, and there's tons of stuff that he did that I think he was complete. I do think Titanic. He was in Titanic.
Yeah, shit.
Underrated. You can bring up. Let's bring up Bill Paxton on this. And this is going to be a lot of fun. This episode, I think, because this is the type of stuff I want to do with you guys. As we bring these things up, we'll go through some IMDb stuff. Maybe there's some movies that we don't remember talking about or ones that we love. I mean, we brought up Aliens, obviously. Frailty is one that he directed, right? But let's go as an actor here. Yeah, it sucks that Bill Paxton passed, man. He was awesome. All right, let's see if the Terminator. The Terminator. Remember, he was in the Terminator when he was. Do you remember what role he had in the Terminator?
No.
It was in the beginning when the first time that Arnold walks up and he's like, I need your shoes, glasses.
Hey, Maureen. I had a blast with my coaching session yesterday.
Oh, good.
Can't wait until next me a second to calm nerves, but I hope I did well and impressed them. I'd like to see Daisy Ridley in another action movie.
Me too. So thank you, Michael. So yesterday we'll get back to Bill Paxton's library in a second, but so we did on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown on the Patreon, we launched the coaching sessions, right? And Ben Bateman's coaching right now. And I didn't even think about it until someone else had put this out on Twitter, because Smets is the coach next month. And so you get all these fans that are coming into the fan leagues, and now they're able to train with Bateman and Smets. They're going to be killers now.
I need to do that.
I know, you should do that. I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh man, that's really smart for fan league players to do, is to go and coach with either Smets, Bateman, whoever. We're going to have so many different. I'm going to see if Rachel will do it. There's a lot of different coaches that we're going to have. And if you're coming up, let's say you got a big inner geekdom match, or I think they call it fandom inside of the fan leagues, and you study with Smets, you're gonna do pretty damn good. So that tier is available now, and I think Bateman. I don't know if all of Bateman's coaching sessions are. I think there's only like 10. I'm not sure. So it's if you go to patreon.com / /Schmoedown, and Smets will be available. You gotta be available. That's right, available. I'm going back to Bill Paxton here. The Terminator. Yeah, it was when Arnold shows up at first and he kills all those punks in the beginning, and he's one of the punks.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's one of the punks that Arnold fucks with. That's Weird Science. We talked about Commando. Oh yeah, he was in Commando.
True Lies.
Oh, I knew him. I remember him in True Lies. He was
Apollo 13.
Predator 2. Look at this. What a Trespass. Remember that? Tombstone.
Was Twister any good? I can't remember.
Twister was fun. Yeah, he was like the lead in Twister. Twister was fun. It was I like that. Remember the cow that was up in the tornado? Spy Kids 2. Yeah, man, he had a Haywire. That's right. He was in Haywire. He had a really good run, man.
Oh, but Weird Science.
Yeah. And jumping back, because they mentioned Tombstone, I was thinking Westerns. So I was watching some of Matrix last night, but then I told you I was going on my History channel kick.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I got the Vault on
it's like an extra feature.
It's the better feature.
Yeah.
Like I was watching on the regular History Channel app, like you could get the what is it? There was like the top 10 dictators of ancient dictators. And it was cool, and I was watching that one. But then I switched over and I got to the Vault, and I just picked something. I started watching the real Billy the Kid.
Oh, dude, I gotta see this.
It's awesome.
Billy the Kid is I was like obsessed with him at one point.
Dude, watch this on. You gotta get it on the Vault. I don't know. I mean, it's like a free trial, and then I'm just gonna keep the fucking thing. But it is, as I'm watching it, because I love Young Guns. Okay, I love Young Guns.
Yeah.
Both 1 and 2, but I love Young Guns. I didn't realize how accurate the first movie is. Like I thought, I'm up to a certain point.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much you guys know about Billy the Kid, but he was pretty much orphaned after he was like 13 years old because his mom had passed.
William H. Bonney.
It was William H. Bonney, but also there was a couple different aliases that he had. But so he went off and you remember that Terrence Stamp played William Tunstall, who took him in and they filmed. They formed the Regulators.
Yeah,
that was where Kiefer Sutherland joined in the movie. All true. Like, and there was this town that they lived in Lincoln. In Lincoln, New Mexico, and he and the Regulators were he was feeling good about himself, and he was good. He felt better. He felt accepted. And then there was the Sheriff Brady, who the whole town was corrupt basically, and Sheriff Brady was kind of running shop, and they had Tunstall killed. And William H. Bonney was like, "Fuck this!" And there's a lot of different rumors as far as what had happened or tellings of it. Some people said like he hid behind, but this one guy who was like a big Billy the Kid historian is like, there's no chance that he could have been hiding behind there to assassinate Brady when he came through, because...
Let's talk Adam Driver next.
All right.
Emo, the best part of the new Star Wars movies. I actually like his light and dark conflicted added layers to his character. Also fantastic in Marriage Story, Black Klansman, Logan Lucky, among others.
I love Logan Lucky.
I will absolutely get into Adam Driver. No chance. Okay. Makuga did respond, and I do enjoy the response very much. This is actually really funny. So Makuga says, as a person who has built...
Couldn't watch live yesterday, so sorry for change of topic, but holy shit, David B is a fucking wizard.
He really is.
That music. If that's what my donations and patronage goes towards, take all my money.
It does.
Lord of the Rings Crusher entrance was amazing, Liv.
Thank you. It does, and I'll get back into that too, Mike. Thank you for the wonderful donation. That's awesome. So Makuga says, as a person who has built his entire career on wrestling and rivalries, you should know that Danish Christian Harloff does not recognize such filth as the Flirt and Flouse or whatever the fuck he is. He's no Stein Brownson. I'm gonna write him. I can't tell you how much I love this.
See, now I'm gonna have to convince my mom again. My mom does think that Makuga and I because of our persona on the Collider Live was he'd flip me shit and stuff like that, and so now she's gonna go, oh, so he doesn't like? No, when we're at a party or something, we're talking.
It's like a friendly rivalry. I get it, and I
Save actors Robin Williams, Taron Egerton, Colin Firth, Michael Caine, Mark Hamill. Forgot he was in Kingsman until I watched it again. Taylor Kinney, fellow Pennsylvanian, and Jesse Spencer, both of Chicago Fire. Martin Sheen, Bradley Whitford, John Spencer.
All right, I'm going to do 10 minutes on each of those.
We're going to switch to Adam Driver next, but I want to finish the Billy the Kid thing. So there was, and anyway, so the guy's like, if he was behind there with the rifle, there's no chance it would have jammed. There's no chance. So what they think really happened was him and the Regulators were sitting around in like this cafe, if you will, or whatever it was back then, where they were eating, and they look over and they go, that's Brady, and they just fucking mowed him down. And he used the rifle that Tunstall gave him. That was like this at the time, like a revolutionary kind of rifle that was brand new. So, and then after that, he was on the run, and that's kind of where I left off last night. But it's great, dude. I was really enjoying that, and then finally got into this Dark Side of the Ring stuff that everybody's been talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to bring myself to watch the Chris Benoit one. I just don't know if I can do that, because
those kind of stories are tough.
It was just the 8-year-old kid getting, or 7-year-old kid getting. I can't do it. But they did one, and I think it released the last couple of days, that I was watching when you walked in. Yeah. That I think I'd actually like to get your. I'd like you to, if you don't mind watching this, to like that little clip out you had. This is it's like 40 minutes. This episode, and it's about the Montreal Screwjob. Do you know what that is at all?
Oh, well, was that the movie was doing, or
no?
No. Oh,
no. So I almost don't even want to tell you what it's about. And maybe we'll save it and we'll talk about it together, because I want to know as like a non-wrestling fan.
Yeah.
Like I think it's really interesting. So if you guys wrestling fans will absolutely know what the Montreal Screwjob is. No doubt about it. The Montreal Screwjob episode of Dark Side of the Moon, I said, the Dark Side of the Ring, it's up right now, and I'm going to finish it because I've always been fascinated by that.
And it's a YouTube series?
It's a Vice series, but it's on YouTube.
Okay.
So you can find it on YouTube. But why don't you watch that tonight, and we'll talk about it. We'll review it tomorrow.
Okay.
Because because that's one that I definitely want to kind of go into, and if you have questions and stuff about it, because you won't you won't have to know wrestling inside and out to get this. The way they paint the picture, that was really great.
Well, and you know that I was a huge fan when I was a kid, and
I know your actual real name is Bret Hart.
Yeah.
This is about Bret Hart.
Yeah.
So, all right. So Adam Driver was what one of the Schmoebots had asked us to kind of switch to next. So we're going to switch to Adam Driver. Adam Driver, in his young career, has really made a name for himself. I think there's lots of, obviously Star Wars is like his big, huge blockbuster movie, and now he's getting a lot of the credit for a lot of his ability, whether it's Black Klansman, and obviously
Brett screwed Brett. Sorry, just being a Shawn Michaels mark. In all seriousness, much respect to the Hitman and all of his fans.
Yeah. It's cool, man. It's a really good series, and they got some really good interviews with it. Some people I think were playing company man with their interviews, and other people were just being straight out honest. But it was interesting to see. It was interesting to watch Hepner. That's all I'll say. Why's your camera so close?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe you know what?
You know, it was when we were.
We moved it when you were dancing.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Don't worry, just leave it. It's fine. All right. So Adam Driver. Obviously, Marriage Story he was getting a lot of love for, but you know what movie I don't think he gets credit for that nobody talks about really? Silence.
I don't know that one.
It's a Scorsese one that came out. I think it started Scorsese's kind of jump into Netflix because that movie, it's a really well-made, it's a great movie. It's a great movie with him and Andrew Garfield. I'll bring it up for you here, bro. So it's this. Silence is in the 17th century. Two Portuguese Jesuit priests travel to Japan in an attempt to locate their mentor, who is rumored to have committed apostasy to propagate Catholicism. And he is really great in the movie. He's great in everything. The first thing that I actually remember seeing was, well, that's a silly comment. I'm telling this person. I'm telling them right now. I'm reading your comment. I'm reading your comment on the air right now. Here we go. So this is a comment. This is not a shitty comment at all. I just don't agree with the comment. So this is on Instagram. I posted a video, a trailer that came out 3 years ago of Roca and Riley when they played, and someone said, "Oh man, I used to love the Schmoedown back in the day. It's just not the same anymore." That's couldn't be farther from it's evolved so much more than it ever was, and I just feel you can't make that comment if you don't watch the show anymore.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask when was the last time you watched the show? I'm going to do that too. Because if he still watches it, then you can make that comment. I'm just curious. Because I feel
and things need to evolve. Like, what do you mean it isn't what that is to me is always.
It's better than it's ever been with the live events.
Cancel culture is attacking Adam Driver now.
For what?
They can all go kick rocks. He is best actor that broke out early in his career recently. You don't land Star Wars being a bad actor.
Wait, what is it? Well, I don't know if that's true. But what? I don't know. If that,
hot take, but
I don't know if that's true. But Adam Driver, what are they? What are they yelling at Adam Driver about? Adam Driver is over party trends on Twitter. If you're wondering why it's over, it's been trending. It's actually for all the wrong reasons. People have been trying to he made about joining the Marines. I don't want to handle. I don't want to talk about this. I can't handle it. I just want to talk about the guy's fucking acting right now. People, you're not allowed to say anything. I don't even know what the fuck he said. So, all right, let's get to some more of his movies here. Yeah, I agree with you. Peaceful Dude. It's of course. The game has been the Schmoedown has evolved, and it's so much more. There's so much more to the game now with the live events and everything too. It was just the same. It was like the same people in season 3 and season 4. It was great stuff, but it was the same people. There's so many new people coming in, and the game has evolved, and there's so much more intense now. I just don't.
More character. I mean,
I just don't think this.
You say it all the time. Like Roca was the first one to really embrace a character.
Yeah, I just don't think that this person has even watched it. And I don't even know how long. So that doesn't make any sense at all. All right.
Maybe he's watching Hoedown.
I don't know what he's watching, but he's not watching. He didn't watch last season. Then if he thinks that, because last season was some of the best matches we've ever done.
Jesus.
So not paying attention to anything. All right. So let's get to. So I guess that's everything as far as Adam Driver goes, right? When it
Marriage Story.
Marriage Story we talked about, yeah. So let's see. Logan Lucky, I never actually saw.
Oh, you didn't?
No, he's in that, huh?
Oh, I really enjoyed that one.
No, I never saw that one.
I've seen a film you haven't seen.
Wait, maybe I did see that. Was that the one with Brie Larson? I don't know. I thought is that the one that
I swear you.
Maybe I did see it. I don't remember.
A lot of people were ranting about it, and that's why I checked it.
I don't know. Maybe I didn't see it. I don't think I saw that one. The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, Black Klansman, we obviously talked about. Bob's Burgers, he was a voice on. But he's done a lot. But it was, right now, obviously. Inside Llewyn Davis. He was great in Inside Llewyn Davis. He was in a very small part, but he was where he took his voice down like that. Yeah,
I love that film. I can't remember.
He was singing. He was singing in the. It was in Justin Timberlake in that. Isn't it him and Justin Timberlake singing in with Llewyn Davis when they go in to sing the? It's like that astronaut song that they sing.
Oh, okay. I got yeah.
All right, look, we're gonna move over. Is there anybody else that you guys want to talk about? I'm gonna go through streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. I'm sure there's a lot of donations coming in there right now. There are tons of them. So we're gonna talk about a lot of actors today because wow, you guys really.
I haven't seen The Man Who Killed Don Quixote, and that's a Gilliam film.
I think one of the GOATs is Julianne Moore.
Yes.
I know Meryl Streep is often regarded as the best ever, but for me personally, Julianne gets the spot. An underrated phenomenal performer from Boogie Nights to Still Alice and everything in between. Love her.
I do too. I think she's great. And she's been around for a long time. What's the first Julianne Moore movie that you remember seeing her in? I can tell you exactly what it is for me.
Oh God. I'd have to cheat and look. What is it for you?
Assassins. It's a Sylvester Stallone movie, and it was Sylvester Stallone and Antonio Banderas, and she plays like I don't know if she's the love interest, but she plays like she's part of she's in it, and she's it was the first time I remember her. Yeah, Electra. What's her name? 1995 was the first time. Oh, and then you know what? I shouldn't say that. It might have been what came out first? Assassins. I think that's the first thing I remember her in, but it's actually 9 months.
9 months.
9 months?
Yeah, I remember that one.
I remember watching that because she starred in that one. It was her and Hugh Grant, and she was. And do you remember who plays the doctor at the end? You remember who plays the Russian doctor?
No.
Robin Williams.
Oh.
9 months was. So I worked at a movie theater in Queens. And that movie played, and I remember watching it, and I've seen it more times than I can remember because I've told the stories about that movie theater, and that's where the story about the guy who clipped the Mortal Kombat machine, and like all that shit was going on.
We need more Ben Foster and Joel Edgerton.
Oh yeah.
Can we get Christian as a young high school Mark Ellis yelling for help after some bullies wedged his yak in a locker door with peanut butter while drunk Brett plays a janitor who only offers dating advice?
Yes, but we're going to save it to the end. We're going to save the impressions for the end today because we want to get into this discussion because you guys are ready. There's so many great suggestions already that you guys are throwing out over here. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving what you're doing so far. And we have a lot. So we're gonna
Benny and June.
She was in Benny and June.
Yeah, I don't know what she was.
I don't remember. I've only seen Benny and June like once, maybe twice. So I don't remember her in that. But I do remember obviously in 9 months, Assassins,
The Fugitive.
I remember her, and she's in a small role. You remember she calls the cops on him when he's in the hospital. Do you remember that?
Dr. Ann.
Yeah, but she's in the hospital and she realizes that he's not a janitor. He's not. And she knows he's somebody else, and she calls the cops and goes run. I love that movie too. I do remember her in that. Magnolia. She started hitting her stride because even in The Fugitive, and I mean,
Boogie Nights.
Of course, I mean, Boogie Nights is one of our big ones. But it's funny because if you look at 9 months, she's like the star in that movie, right? And 9 months was 95. I think she was the star in that movie. I'm not, if I'm not mistaken. I believe she was. She was the star of the movie, and she really after that went back to like supporting roles because 9 months she's the star of it. I don't know what it did, but Assassins, she's definitely not the star of that. The Lost World, I don't really remember her in that. Maybe a bigger role, but yeah, Boogie Nights though starts to pick it back up. She had that. She had the Big Lebowski. Obviously,
God.
Love her in that.
Great character in that.
Unfortunately,
the actress that I always love, no matter the film, is Helen Mirren.
That's a good one too.
She is such class and smooth. Even if the film she is in is bad, she is wonderful.
Yes, it's amazing how some people have that talent, right? That I mean, because of the star power and legacy, especially in the case of Helen Mirren, that you can be in a piece of shit and it doesn't hurt him. Like De Niro could be in the worst. It could be in a commercial, about a car. Like look at Harrison Ford.
Yeah,
he's just in that ridiculous movie with the CGI dog. It's not going to hurt him.
Yeah.
It's Harrison Ford.
He's untouchable.
At this point, it's like, you can be, and because all he's got, you put him in something else. It's Harrison Ford.
You know what I love Helen Mirren in?
What?
Documentary Now. She does the intros to all
Her
of them.
voice is just smooth, right?
Yeah, and I saw some little commentary of them talking about her and how she's just so cool. She got the bit, and she plays it so real and
she's
just
regal.
Yeah,
regal is the best word for her. So Julianne Moore, that's the majority. I mean, I'd say
Hannibal.
But Boogie Nights is probably my favorite of hers. She's really good. I mean, but then but the one that Still Alice was Still Alice 2014.
That one I haven't seen.
Are you kidding me? Is that movie is six? That movie is 6 years old. Holy shit! Wow, dude, I remember that movie like it was yesterday. No, that's not a play on. It's about Alzheimer's.
Hey, Ryren, my favorite actor is Matthew McConaughey.
No, it's a good one,
Everything
too.
from Fool's Gold to True Detective. Zoflerteen Flaus loved you on Doreen's horror dance party. Hashtag Baba Booey.
Did that go back up, the dance party?
Yeah.
Oh, it's back up
she
now?
Had some issues with some of the music. I think they.
So we did too with that. I told you yesterday, David B's. What's it called? It's actually called Bluegrass, right? And somebody gave us a monetization hit on it, and I disputed it, and we won. I tell you that.
Oh, you got it.
We won.
You won
the
battle.
They said, you're right. It's not our song. I said, yeah, I know.
Oh, Crazy Stupid Love.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I love that movie.
That's an underrated movie, I think. Anyway, so Julianne Moore was a great pick. It's really, really good one. So a lot of Schmoebots that are coming in to talk about some people, so keep it coming. And we will get to some other ones here. Let's see, we're starting with, this is actually from yesterday because there were a couple that we missed because we were off the air when they sent them in. Christian Alante said, I think there should be a Knights of the Republic series with Revan where it's after Darth Revan's defeat and the audience that has played the game is left guessing with clues about the current cast of characters that Revan could be. Could be fun, like a TV show, you mean? House of Heisenberg. Christian, from one huge Breaking Bad fan to another. Try getting back into Better Call Saul. I know I've
Got to second Ben Foster. Loved him since Hostage with Bruce Willis.
I'm getting a lot of love today.
Yeah, Ben Foster. We'll talk about him in a second, too. I want to get to some of these other ones, too. But we're going to get to a lot. 50 Shades of Geek, who said, what did he say? I just lost it. There we go. No, it's House Heisenberg. Excuse me.
Yes.
Excuse me. House Heisenberg said, please get back into Better Call Saul. I know I've been raving about how much I loved Ozark Season 3, but I would take Better Call Saul over Ozark any day. It starts slow, but it quickly turns into top-tier TV. Do it. It's not this is not one of those ones where I say, yeah, I'm going to do it. I really want to. I love Odenkirk. I like that character, and I hear that it really ties into Breaking Bad like very well.
That's some pretty strong, better than Ozark.
And he was the one raving about it.
Yeah, I might have to
give it a shot.
Yeah.
We'll take a look. That one, I'm being serious on that one. All right. Dashing Quinn. I can't watch live, but I wanted to input in this. Favorite actor is Paul Dano, and favorite actress is Charlize Theron. Well, Charlize Theron is a bona fide superstar.
Yeah.
She is a bona fide, superstar.
Well,
yes, that too. But she really is, because she can do it all. She can do comedy, she can do action, she can do drama, and so what's the first movie you remember from her? I know exactly what it is for me.
Cider House Rules.
Is that the first one for you?
Yeah.
For me, it's Devil's Advocate.
Oh,
I love The Devil's Advocate. It's one of my. It's one of my.
Okay.
I remember seeing that movie, and I remember I've done the speech here. Pacino in that role was just great. But I was like, "Who's this? Who's this Charlize Theron character?" And she's obviously stunning. But in that role, she plays Keanu Reeves' girlfriend, and she really is like the good in the movie. Like he's just like a cocky, arrogant kind of lawyer who he doesn't even see what's going on around him, and obviously Pacino is the villain, but she's like the good inside of the whole thing, and the way that she plays everything. And there's one scene, and not for the obvious reasons, inside of the church, but like she has this moment, and it's like, holy shit. So it was really powerful. And I remember her from that, but then she was in a couple of things Yeah, but Trial and Error, Hollywood Confidential TV movie, that thing you do, she's in, I guess, as Tina, whatever the fuck that is. And then, but then after that, she was in the remake of Mighty Joe Young, The Astronaut's Wife, Cider House Rules, what you're saying, Reindeer Games, God help us all, Men of Honor, The Legend of Bagger Vance. I mean, she from up until like, I mean, still now she's even bigger than she was back then. But she was having a run, man. Sweet November, 15 Minutes, The Curse of the Jade Scorpion, Trapped, Italian Job, and then of course Monster was the one I think that turned it around for her, as opposed to just being like the good-looking actress in the big movies.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, whoa. She was, and of course, Patty Jenkins directing her in that. And she went from being, because she showed that, well, no, I'm not going to rely on my looks because look what I'll do.
Yeah.
And because she is, I mean, she's rough in that movie. And I'm not talking just an appearance, in everything.
Yeah.
Gritty. Yeah. That was the one that I think, then North Country she was in. I remember seeing Eon Flux, and that was a turd on wheels.
Oh, you know.
Oh, it's shit. Do you like that movie?
I didn't I just, again, I don't know. I love the cartoon, it's not a cartoon. I'm sorry, the animation back then.
Well,
on MTV.
I did too. You thought the movie was good? I remember I saw
it was good. I think would that be a guilty pleasure? Just because it's just kind of
it's a guilty turd.
I didn't hate it, but it was,
it's not good.
I don't know. Her friend with that had
I saw an early screening of it.
Hands put on her feet. I mean, I love that.
You like it? All right, good for you. You can put that in a guilty. Why not?
Pleasure.
She did voices in Robot Chicken. She was in Hancock. Of course, I remember her in that. Young Adult, which again I think showed both comedy and drama. Prometheus, Snow White and the Huntsman, Fate and the Furious, Atomic Blonde.
Fury Road,
Mad Max Fury Road was the one where it's just like that became, everyone was talking about Tom Hardy in that movie when she was cast. When that movie was cast but it was Charlize Theron that everyone's talking. That's her movie. She's the star of that movie. And then Long Shot just came out that she was really funny in. Bombshell, she was incredible in Bombshell. Holy shit, it's Megyn Kelly.
So I still need to check that one.
So that's a good one. And then who was the actor that the guy said? Can't remember, but we're
gonna do a Atomic Blonde 2. I saw on there.
Maybe a lot of people like that movie. I'm just not. I just don't. I thought she was great in it. I just don't like the movie. All right. Knapsack's Ponytail. I keep hearing Disney Plus will never be able to compete with Netflix because it doesn't have the same amount of original content that Netflix has. Netflix started streaming in 2007. It took them 6 years to air their first original program, House of Cards. Yeah, it was just a different time back then, though, too. This is Knapsack's Ponytail follows it up and says,
not to derail the conversation, but here we go.
Okay.
Last night I saw the McMillions documentary about the McDonald's monopoly fraud situation. Holy shit. Was not prepared. No wonder I never won that silly game. One of my favorite actors is Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's a great
I want
one.
to see that doc too.
People won't shut up about it.
Yeah.
People love that doc. I gotta check
Hey,
that
you
out.
schlongs, my favorite actor is tied with Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston, and my fave actress is Amy Adams. And The Rock is my favorite celebrity, if that makes sense. Hope you
Totally
guys
makes
stay
sense.
safe and healthy.
Totally makes
Stay
sense.
sweaty.
Yeah, it absolutely makes sense. What was the one? So Bryan Cranston. Out of that one, though, Amy Adams, I think, is another one who similar to Charlize Theron, who kind of started, with these smaller roles, and a lot of actors and actresses do that, but she was, you didn't never know if she was going to be able to have lead actress, abilities, and does she ever? She's got so many things. A lot of the stuff with David O. Russell that she's done is so great. She's a great actor. I always get, what movie I love of hers? It was one of my favorites. Did you see this one? Hold on. It was one of my favorites of the year, but I don't think a lot of people liked it as much as I did. Let me bring it up. But I do like Amy Adams a lot. I had an opportunity to meet her at my friend's wedding. Winkleman's.
Really?
Yeah, they're friends with her. She's a sweetheart, man. She's super cool. So obviously my favorite Amy Adams movie, hands down, is Arrival. I think Arrival. Have you ever seen Arrival?
Yeah.
Arrival is the best time travel movie that has ever been. Most accurate. Not relax, Brad Gilmore. I'm talking about most accurate as far as what if you listen to like scientists and you listen to people who know how time travel actually could work, it is the one that makes the most sense in regards to time travel itself. Not the most look, Back to the Future is Back to the Future. I'm just saying that movie though, I love that. But you know what else I love that no one talks about as much is Nocturnal Animals. It's so fucking cool. I love that movie. It's crazy. It's a crazy fucking movie. Really crazy movie. Have you guys seen that one? The Nocturnal Animals? Love Nocturnal Animals.
Seen the Nocturnal?
I'm a big Nocturnal Animals fan.
I should just start all of these. I should just start a bunch of films that I can't remember if I've seen or not, and then go like, oh yeah, I have seen that.
The
Maybe
Fighter.
it'll open up.
The Fighter is one they brought in. She was really good. Now, did you ever see The Fighter?
I think so, yeah.
The one with Mickey about Mickey Ward, and Christian Bale won the Oscar for that one. Nobody likes her in Batman vs Superman. That's a question. I think she's good in it, but I just think she has so many different roles that I think far surpass that one. She was fine in it. Aaron Taylor Johnson is amazing. You're right, Mr. Goddard. He is. Ben, did we ever get a read on that other thing that we're waiting for, or no? Just text me if we did. So all right, let's move on. We got a lot in here. Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. Knapsack's Ponytail was talking about Disney Plus and said, for reference, Daredevil was just Netflix's sixth original show to air 8 years after they started streaming. It's like saying the 2020 Yankees are better than the 2020 Rays because the Yankees have won 27 titles. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and right now, Disney's got a bigger problem is that they're losing money by the day. Yeah. Lots of money. So
I'm sure they planned on having a lot of original content. And
right.
Now, they're relying on all the classics to keep them alive.
All of their theme parks are shut down.
Yeah.
That makes an insane amount of money for them daily that they don't have at the moment. So I don't think they're worried about trying to catch Netflix at the moment. They're trying to stay open. Dashing Quinn. Thank you so much. That was Paul Dano was the other one. And I think that obviously Paul Dano...
Question: how did Saban avoid copyright infringement with DC for the lightning bolt logo for Power Rangers and Shazam?
I don't know.
They used the same logo, or at least they are damn close. Also, most underrated movie ever is Free State of Jones with Matthew McConaughey.
I don't like Free State of Jones. I don't like that movie.
Just got engaged over the weekend, so take my money. I've been doing emergency exhaust fan installs at hospitals for the last 2 weeks.
Jeez.
Wow.
I'm thankful to be working, but 6,080 weeks have me a little exhausted.
Oh, shit.
Brett, what's your favorite power tool brand?
Power tool brand, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee?
Yeah. There's another one I can't think of that it's kind of a real shishi one, but I can't think of the name of. But yeah, Milwaukee, I really like.
Before we move on here, and I do want to talk about, we'll talk Paul Dano. My favorite from his, by the way, is There Will Be Blood and Prisoners. I thought he's really good in also. What I will say to you all, please, if you're watching this on replay or even if you're watching live, if you would be able to, please open up on a separate tab, the Apple Podcasts, and give us a rate and review. Helps us very much. The reason we're able to get sponsors like we're talking about that you guys have been using and getting, like I know a lot of people were using that Postmates discount. The reason we get that is because you go over there and you leave a rate and review and you get us higher up in the charts, and it helps tremendously. I can't even tell you how the reason why more people will reach out because they see this show in the charts, and so if you're listening to it on audio. And there's something weird going on with YouTube right now, so it's been going up a little later, but so be it. It just, if you're listening to it, take a pause and give us a rate and review on your app. Really, really helps us, like, tremendously. So if you can get Flirt and Flaus to 26 trending, you can get us up there, and I really
still blows my mind
that we got trending. Yeah, I know, it's nuts. All right, let's get back on over. A lot of great suggestions coming in. Streamlabs.com/Schmoedown. Knapsack's Ponytail again. There are leaked pictures of the Money in the Bank WWE headquarters roof setup. I thought it was just going to be the briefcase sitting on a table or roof. They're setting up a ring up there with the briefcase hanging above. Those matches are going to be amazing. I think this is a very smart move for them, and I think it's going to get them a lot of attention. I love the idea. I'm going to tune in for it because I'm very curious about it. I want to see how it looks. They got to do some stuff that's different.
I don't know if she's underrated, but an often overlooked actress I love is Bette Midler. Equally strong in drama and comedy and the voice of an angel.
I love Bette. You can't Can't argue with that.
No, I mean she had obviously she made her mark as a singer, but there was a lot of stuff that she did not funny people. What's the one with Danny DeVito when she gets kidnapped? Oh, come on.
Jesus. Come on.
Ordinary? No, it's not Ordinary People. What the hell is it? What's the one that where are my Schmoedown players at?
Yeah.
It's not you.
This is when it's the worst person to have in the room.
I know. I want to see what people are. If people can bring that up. It's not. I see how old our people are. Ruthless People. Thank you. Ruthless people.
Oh yeah. Okay. Now yeah.
Ruthless People is it? Thank you, Alan. Alan, you win the point.
People are on it.
Yeah, people are on it. Okay. So going back on over to, I just think that WWE thing's going to be really good. I agree with you, Knapsocks. Joe the Giant, Georgia, where I currently live, is allowing theaters to reopen on Friday.
My favorite actor is Keanu Reeves. I just watched Point Break for the first time and loved it. Also, John Wick is in my 2-3.
So, Jeremiah, always good to see you. Thank you, my friend. Glad you're back. So, the Keanu Reeves, I'm with you that he's one of my favorite actors. I don't think he's one of the best. I think he's gotten better, and I've said this before too. And for a long time, I think he was one of the best, worst actors out there,
right?
Because he's just so damn likable. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's like there's something. He's a great action star. He's a great action star, and like even from Speed and Matrix and everything too. But even when I was watching The Matrix the other day, and there's just things that he does that it's funny. Like he does these weird like motions and stuff too.
But he made it in every film. He's made it work, and you've liked him so much that you forgive that kind of.
He's just so damn likable. He's just a likable dude. And when you hear all the stories about how nice of a guy he is and how great of a guy he is, and you see these videos of him, it's like you can't not like the guy. So I'm with you that. And I also think he's gotten a lot better. I think especially this last year, he's so good in those John Wick movies. He's so good in those movies. That and then Always Be My Maybe. Did you watch that yet on Netflix?
No.
The romantic comedy. Oh, dude, watch that with Lonnie.
Jesus.
Write that one down. Always Be My Maybe, and he'll that's one of his best moments. And he's kind of had a Keanu Sans recently. It's been great. So I'm with you, Jerry, on that one. That's a good pick. He's gonna always have Bram Stoker's Dracula, but even so, watching him, he's a movie star. There's no doubt about it. He's an absolute movie star.
It's so funny. I loved that film, and I don't remember him being so horrible in it.
Dude, in Dracula,
I'll have to check it out.
It's really,
I guess I just was so like Oldman in that was just so
good.
Amazing that.
But it's just that he doesn't fit. You know what he's great in? Besides Bill and Ted, obviously, because I don't even think he knew he was in the movie. Point Break, there's no doubt about it. How great he is in that movie too. But he's really great in Parenthood. Do you remember him in Parenthood?
No.
He was in. You've seen Parenthood, right?
Yeah.
He's the boyfriend. Diane Wiest has Julie is the what's her name from the girl from the Goonies? I can't remember. And she and her boyfriend is Keanu Reeves. What the hell is his name in that?
How do you remember all this shit?
I can't remember his name. I can tell you that. What the hell was his name in Parenthood? Todd. That's right. He's Todd. And Joaquin Phoenix is in that too. Parenthood.
What?
You don't remember Joaquin Phoenix? He's the kid.
I don't remember.
He's got the brown bag, and they don't know what it is, and they think it's like what do they think it's drugs, and it's like porn. Just like whacking off in the bathroom or whatever he's doing. Yeah. So anyway,
do you know that your son tosses off in the bathroom?
What's that from?
Weird Science.
Oh right. A lot of great suggestions here, guys. Man, I'm loving this. So thanks, Cherry, for that one. That's a good one. Going back on over here to streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. Tons of
Martha Plimpton.
Martha Plimpton, exactly who I was thinking of. That's right. We are over to Joe the Giant, who says, Georgia, where I currently live, is allowing theaters to reopen on Friday. Do you think theaters would make more money showing recent VOD movies like The Way Back and Invisible Man, or classics like Back to the Future and Die Hard? I don't think anybody's going to watch those. I don't think people's going to want to watch new movies in movie theaters, much less, watching old movies in theaters right now. So no, I don't. I don't know. I think that people will go to the movies, unfortunately, if they open up. I do. I think that if these states start opening up things right now, which I think is a colossal error, I think that that people will go. because it's, well, if the government says we can do it, if our state says we can do it, then it's got to be safe. And I think it's a stupid idea.
Again, I
really
just
stupid.
keep seeing this like dystopian society of everybody being like sanitized in a thing and going into little
pods
and things like that. And
all right, let's take some of these. A lot of suggestions in here, so we'll talk about only one or two of them. Jay Scotty for real says, few faves of varying fame is Bill Hader, Rebecca Ferguson, Lakeith Stanfield. I'm loving these suggestions so far because obviously we've talked about some of the well-known. These are ones that are, kind of creeping up, right? Bill Hader, Rebecca Ferguson, Lakeith Stanfield, Aubrey Plaza, Paul Dano, Mackenzie Davis, and David Duchovny. Also wanted to highlight underrated fans, Fictitious Christ and PC. Been too long since Fictitious' name has been mispronounced, so hopefully I just did it. Lot of great ones there. Lakeith Stanfield, I got a chance to meet Lakeith at Sundance 4 years back. Another guy, nice, really nice dude. I think he was in the Miles Davis movie. That's what I was interviewing him for. But he was in Get Out. He's been tons of stuff. He was really good in Selma. Not talked about enough in that movie. He's really good. He's a great actor. He really is. So that's a good choice. Rebecca Hall is another one who she never blew up the way I hoped she would. She besides being a very attractive woman, she's an incredibly talented actress. And what was the one that she did? I think it was a Scarlett Johansson. Rebecca Hall. Let me see. I saw it years ago, and I see which one it is. And I know that the audience is probably guessing it at the moment, but I want to know for myself. Rebecca Hall. Where is she? Rebecca Hall. She was in. You know what? Let me see it. Let me see if they got it. No, nobody got it yet. Rebecca Hall. Nope, nobody got it. Let me see. I'm going to go back.
Hey, Raring.
Hey, Raring.
My favorite movie of all time is Gremlins. The first one, I love the second too, but the first is hands down my fave of all time.
Yep.
Of my favorite actors is Zach Galligan, and Phoebe Cates retired too soon.
Yeah, it's true. Zach Galligan at one point tweeted that he was going to come on Schmoes years ago.
Really?
Yeah, Phoebe Cates though, man.
Ooh, the lolly.
Yeah, oodle lolly, what a day. Kevin Kline, you son of a bitch. All right. So Rebecca Hall, what was the movie that she did The Town, obviously. She was great in The Town. But that's not the one I'm thinking of. Vicky Cristina Barcelona, that was the one. Did you ever see that movie?
Did I this again? Do I know the name or did I see this?
Yeah, it was Woody Allen, but it was Rebecca Hall, Scarlett Johansson, Javier Bardem. But this is the cat. This is the guy this guy Chris Messina. He was in the Mindy show for a while too. He's a really good actor. He's not around. He's not talked about enough. Chris Messina. And then the other guy, you know who's a great actor? Have you watched The Sinner yet?
No.
Oh, dude, that season 1. That's a show. Watch that show. That's not it. Wait, yes, it is. So The Sinner. So it's the first one was with Jessica Biel. And let me see. So this is the guy that plays her husband.
You had me at Jessica Biel.
She's really good in it. But watch that show. I think McCougar actually told me about that. He's the one that got me on that. It was really good. Eddie Martinez, is that who it is? I'm not sure if that is. No, not Eddie Martinez. So Jessica Biel played Cora Tenetti. So Christopher Abbott. That's the guy. This guy, Christopher Abbott. What's he been doing? Because he's really good. He's really good. On the count of 3, The World's to Come, Possessor. Nobody's putting this guy in. So he was in Catch 22, I guess. Vox Lux he was in, which I liked. Oh man, people got to get on this guy, man. He's really good. He's really good. This guy, Christopher Abbott, he was great in that show. So that's an underrated one. But those are great suggestions over there, Scotty. Let's see. Joe the Giant, also my favorite actor working today is Brad Pitt. He's got the face of a leading man, but the skill of a character actor. He's also a really good producer with Vice, 12 Years a Slave, Moonlight, The Big Short, Kick-Ass, Okja, and The Departed. Great choice. Mm-hmm. Scarvy Dent, one of my favorite actresses, who is also very underrated, is Rebecca Hall. There she is again.
My nerd card needs revoked for me missing 2 best actors, both of whom played the Joker. Jack fucking Nicholson and Heath Funkin' Ledger.
Oh, yeah.
I feel so ashamed right now.
No, you're all right.
Great performances by both for their time.
Yes.
Wish Heath was still with us.
No shit. You saw what he did in his young career. Can you imagine what else that guy would have done? Yeah, he was awesome. Thank you, Hotel. Scarvy Dent, who says, if you haven't seen Christine, her performance is one of the best I've ever seen. Rebecca Hall is really good. I wish she would be doing more stuff. Kelvin Harrison Jr. and Haley Lou Richardson are, for sure, 2 of the stars of tomorrow. It's a good one. PLD, my boy. Favorite actor of all time is Ed Harris. I mean, pretty hard not to love Ed. Favorite actress, Charlize Theron, other faves, Harrison Ford, Ben Mendelsohn, Alan Rickman, John Belushi. There's one that we don't talk about enough anymore. Amy Adams, Kate Blanchett, and Helena Bonham Carter. For all you youngsters out there who have not checked out, the Luck of the Irish thing is still what we talk about on Saturday Night Live. It's the best. And I can't.
They love their mothers,
boy. It's so good. I wish. Can you even find it? John Belushi, Luck of the Irish.
That just reminds me of like that kind of stuff was what my parents and we would quote like things from SNL, and that was kind of that era of like.
Let me see if I can play a little bit of it. I don't care.
And I got busted in the border. I need $5,000 bail. You know? Wait a second. I said $5,000, man. I said, hey, man, I never even seen $5,000 in my life, so don't ask me for it, man. Watch, ask your mother, which is a dumb thing for me to say because his mother just died. His mama there.
It's like all broken up, but it's really
which is a dumb thing to say.
Yeah, because he set up this whole thing about his mother before.
They love their mothers.
He's so good. He was like the original. He was the original because Farley idolized him.
Oh, of course, yeah, and you can see he picked up on some of his manners and stuff.
Easily.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's funny. I don't know if you guys this might have just been a post that Kaiser put on his like friends and family Facebook. I have no idea, but John Kaiser posted this thing. You know, he was friends with the legendary Road Warriors from the WWE, WCW. His dad obviously was the great Ken Kaiser, famous Major League Baseball umpire, and Kaiser posted this thing when he was younger. He went to he went to the this event. It was for the WWE, and he wanted to get in. He didn't have tickets. Called his dad, asked his dad to get him tickets. His dad's like, "I'm in Milwaukee. What are you bothering me for tickets?" He said, "I'm not going to ask the Road Warriors for that. Get out of here." So him and his buddy go to the actual arena, and he takes this yellow envelope that he got from like his mother, and he goes. You can picture like I don't know how old he is, maybe 17, 18. I don't know how old he is at this point, but you can picture Kaiser doing this, and he goes to the two. I think I want to say it's Rochester cops, and he goes up to him and he says, "I have this envelope. My dad is Ken Kaiser. You know who he is. I gotta get this envelope to the Road Warriors." And the cops like, "Give it to me. I'll give it to him." He's saying, "No, there's tons of cash in this envelope. I gotta go. I gotta get it to him." And it's like. So they look in the back. They go, "We can't get you the Road Warriors. They're about to wrestle next one. You got no luck, kid." So Mean Gene Okerlund, the legendary announcer, late Gene, walks by. And he also knew Kaiser. So Kaiser calls him over, and then Gene's like, "What's going on?" He tells me, "I got to get this envelope to the Road Warrior, Gene." He's like, "You guys got tickets?" And he's like, "No." And Gene gives him like the look. He's like, "Come on." He gets him front row seats. And there's a picture of and he gets the envelope to the Road Warriors, and then there's a picture that Kaiser posted on his Facebook of him in the front row looking up at the Road Warriors, and then he said, I think it was either Hawk or Animal, look at him and they go, "We got your stupid envelope." So good. But does that sound like a Kaiser story or what? I mean, how great of a story is that? I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Okay. Getting back over to Streamlabs.com. Guys, I got to tell you, so many great suggestions coming in, and the Schmoebot's just been out of control here today. So if you want to interrupt the show and have us talk about an absolute any person that you want us to talk about, head on over to Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. You can interrupt the show with the Schmoebot. So go ahead. All right, next one. This is
I haven't seen 90s crime classics Heat or Pulp Fiction.
Really?
Which should I watch first?
Heat. I love Pulp Fiction. But Alex, I don't know, Alex. It depends. Yeah. You know, are you a Pacino and De Niro fan? I mean, it is one of the best crime/cop movies ever. It's long, but it's great. And Pulp Fiction is a class. You can't go wrong with either one. Yeah. Is what I'll tell you.
It's not like they're Sophie's Choice kind of a thing either, because they're so different.
I prefer Heat, but I'm also a big Pacino fan. Yeah. I think Pulp Fiction is the sexier movie. I think there's more going on in that movie. There's definitely a bigger female presence in Pulp Fiction, you know, with Uma Thurman, obviously. Yeah. But Amy Brennan has a decent role. Natalie Portman.
I might even put up Pulp as one of my top
great movie.
Top films, but also top Tarantino.
It's a great movie. It's great. So the answer is you can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah.
So if you choose, I wouldn't say, how could you choose?
Do a double feature.
Do a double feature, and we'll see you in about 3 weeks. Okay. Well, thank you, PLD, for all those great suggestions too. But the Belushi one that was my favorite. Prince That Wasn't Promised, who put in a Schmoebot. Thank you, Michael Ritt Dingus. Yeah, I tagged McCougan. He responded, "Why am I tagged in this?" He probably blocked me. Yeah, he didn't want. That's how he wanted nothing to do with it. It's again, I love the guy, but it's like
but then this person gave him money, right?
Yeah.
So if somebody walked up on the street and handed you $20 and said Vertenflaus, and would you scream in his fucking face?
Well, if he didn't know what it was, then he wouldn't. He would talk to you, but like the fact that he knows that it came from this show and that he wasn't on the show when it happened, it pisses him off. It's just how he is. The Green Flamingo. This is every time I read that. Oh, wait. Hold on. Sorry. Go back to before we get to the Green Flamingo. Jay Scotty for real also says, "Hey, Ring. Off topic, but Hulu now carries most, if not all, FX and HBO programming."
Oh, nice.
Interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. One of these days, we ought to compare the varying offerings from all the competing streaming services as a potential show topic. It's a good idea. What do you enjoy the most yourself out of all the streaming? I mean, for my kids, there's no doubt it's Disney Plus for the kids. For me, I mean, it's hard not to say Netflix. I mean, Netflix is starting to add in some better movies.
Jon Bernthal has become one of my favorite actors to watch in recent years.
Yep.
Everything he's in is great. Had no idea he had a small part in Peanut Butter Falcon till I watched it. Looking forward to seeing him in The Many Saints of Newark.
Bernthal is a great... I'm going to bring up Bernthal because Bernthal is an absolute phenomenal choice. I think he's as much as he actually is in movies, I do think he's underrated. I think he's one of those guys that when he's in movies, everyone says, "Oh yeah, that guy, I like that guy. I like him." But you don't really appreciate how great he's in and how many great movies he's in. And he can go total backwater, like just full on redneck. He could go full on Uber. I mean, he just played Lee Iacocca in Ford versus Ferrari, and he
still have to see it.
Yeah, that's another one you got to see too. But he's all right. So the first thing I remember him in, obviously, this is not the first thing he's been in, but the first thing that I think from a lot of people that he gained notoriety in was Walking Dead, obviously, as Shane. World Trade Center he was in. I did not know that. He was in The Ghost Rider. He was in Date Night. Wolf of Wall Street and Snitch. So The Walking Dead, they didn't put, where is it? The Walking Dead's not on his, how's The Walking Dead not on his credits? What the hell's going on over here? That's weird. On IMDb, it's not listing his credits. Date Night, Last Words, maybe it's it's really bizarre. Snitch, I remember him in Snitch, he was great. Loved him in Wolf of Wall Street. Grudge Match, Mob City, Fury, which is another one. Fury's a great movie.
Accountant?
Daredevil, The Accountant. Daredevil obviously played the Punisher. The Escape. He was in Robot Chicken. The Walking Dead. There it is. There it is. Yeah.
Because it goes up until
higher. Peanut Butter Falcon, Ford versus Ferrari, Ghost Recon Breakpoint video game. I mean, shit. Stingray, whatever that is, coming out. American Gigolo. He's going to be in the remake of that as a TV show. The Many Saints in Newark, which he plays. I believe he plays Johnny Soprano, doesn't he? I believe he does.
Is he going to be in Wool for Wood? What
Which
was the fake film? Wool for Wood, or what was the?
Which one was that?
Somebody was listening off the fake.
Oh,
film.
The fake movies. I don't know. Maybe he is, but this is so. I know that that Gandolfini's kid plays Tony Soprano.
Yeah,
which is awesome. Look at him. Where is he? That's awesome. That's really cool. That's really cool. That's awesome. I didn't even know he was an actor. That's great, man. I love that. I love that he's going to be in. He's going to play Tony Soprano. That's cool. Michael Gandolfini actually he's playing Tony.
Hey, Maureen, my favorite is Zaf Ershenfliss, but beyond him, Matt Damon. He very few bad movies. I also love Clooney and Oh Brother.
I'd put Matt Damon up there as one of my favorites too. He's another guy. The Bourne movies are some of my favorites, but he's been in so many different things. He can do comedy. He can do a lot. But Jon Bernthal, they don't have him listed. Oh, finally, that's awesome. Ray Liotta's finally in a Sopranos thing. I had no idea he was in this. That's great.
And what's the deal with that one? That it's not going to say the Sopranos in the name, and we were talking about how that's a dumb move.
Let's see. No, it doesn't. And the poster, if this is the poster, just says the Many Saints of Newark.
No, it's a bad move. Yeah,
it says only one family ruled the streets of Jersey in the summer of '67.
No, there's you gotta.
It doesn't. It's
that's one of those things.
It could hurt it, but I'm gonna see that movie opening day. Oh, I can't wait to see that movie. Listen to that cast. You're talking about great actors. Listen to that cast. You got who you got? You got Vera Farmiga. You got Jon Bernthal, Ray Liotta, Corey Stoll, Joey Diaz. Yes, I love that Joey Diaz is in that. Joey Diaz needs to be in that. That's awesome that Joey Diaz is in that. You better whack somebody. I was always wondering why Joey Diaz was never in The Sopranos. I think he talked about it on Rogan something happened, why he couldn't do it. But that's awesome. Joey was always really cool to me at the Comedy Store. He was always pretty awesome. Anyway, so we're going back over to The Green Flamingo. The Green Flamingo says, my favorite actor is Bugs Bunny. He plays off Elmer Fudd so well and never let Fudd catch him. Great work in Space Jam, and who can forget the classic episode where he shoves a carrot up Fudd's anus and says, oh, why so serious? Thank you. Very nice of you to put that in there. All right. Going next to the next question on the table. Sir Lord Attenborough. Hey, guys, happy Tuesday. I'll give you my top 3 actresses and actors working today. Florence Pugh, Elisabeth Moss, Regina King, Timothy Chalamet, Robert Pattinson, Mahershala Ali. What pairing would you like to see? I'd go with Pugh and Pattinson. I would also go with Pugh and Pattinson. I would also go with Pugh and Mahershala Ali. Well, I'd like to see those two together. Florence Pugh is my favorite up-and-coming actor/actress out there today. There's everything she's in, I love. And the first time I noticed her was in that the Bruce movie with Chris Pine, and I said, "Who the hell is that? She's phenomenal." And then she just started popping all over the place. And she was in Fighting with My Family. She was in Little Women. She is awesome. She's a really good choice. Elisabeth Moss is someone who impresses me every single time. Like that movie, the Invisible Man could have been terrible. It could have been terrible, and I thought the director did a great job. And I think that he's obviously a big part of the reason why the movie itself worked. But she just carries that thing.
Yeah,
she's
amazing.
She's really good. And Brian Tucson, who put in a Schmoebot, and his Schmoebot was, can we have Mark Ellis coaching Anaconda Brett on his stand-up? One of my favorite actors that isn't talked about a lot is Bill Paxton. We talked about Bill, so we'll do Mark Ellis coaching John Voight at stand-up.
So, Mark, how did you like my set? Was it good or no?
Well, I got to be honest. I wasn't really prepared to give anybody time because there's no crowd. It's just elephants and alligators and snakes. But you're doing great. How much time? I mean, I got a set back in the States. But if you want to do another hour.
Yeah, I've got 14 hours of bits. Yeah, they're all snake related, but I have that much.
Well, sure. I'll be at the Chuckle Hut in Detroit in about a week, but I got time.
Isn't it great that they allow us to just perform in front of animals now instead of people? I feel so much more comfortable on stage.
Well, I gotta host a Schmoedown at my friend's garage in and an Instagram story. So if we could wrap it up in I don't know, a day or two.
Sounds good to me.
What a classic pairing.
Yeah, it was good.
Ellis and Anaconda Brett.
Someone said, why is Mark whispering? All right, getting back over. Thank you for that donation. It's very nice of you. Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's how I wake up every morning.
Yes, me too. I'm doing a lot of, I got a lot of shit going on today. I'm doing an interview for Ben Bateman's starting a new show, so he asked me. I'm not going to be on Backstage today. That is a good episode though. Roca and Bateman are going to be interviewing Andres Cabrera, Robert Parker, and Jen Sturger. They're all going to be on the show today. So if you're not watching Backstage, you should. It's going to be a good one. All right, Brian Tucson, thank you. Eric with a wonderful Schmoebot. I really can't thank you enough. Hotel Nerd, who also wrote in a Schmoebot. Matt Chapman, Brie Larson, Adam Driver, Timothy Chalamet, Florence Pugh are my favorite actors. Not necessarily all time. I get a lot of shit from insecure boys about Brie Larson. Brie Larson's a great actress, man. I don't care. I mean, whether you had, some of the things she says sometimes, she'll. This is what I said even before when that thing came in. We're not talking here about things people have said in interviews and things. I'm talking about their acting and their acting performances. You can't watch Room and not say Brie Larson's not an incredible actress. So I don't want to hear it. That's what we're talking about. So Dagan for TV. Ramon Fritz. My 1 o'clock alarm went off. Must be SEN time. Ewan McGregor is my all-time favorite actor from Christopher Robin. The first time I saw him on The Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson. I won't be able to search for a match today. So any suggestions? Thanks. Well, I just put up Ben Bateman versus Clark Wolf on there's a list of. On this channel, I put, it's called the Throwback Series. And so I'm putting out matches that will premiere for the audience. And I try to do it whenever we don't have matches or any programming happening on the channel. So you should go to the Throwback Series and go and check it out. And there should be some there that maybe you haven't seen before. But if not, you just do a browse. And I would also go to the Schmoedown Wiki page. The Schmoedown Wiki page has a list of every single match we've ever done. So go and check it out.
Ewan McGregor, one of his films was on my most underrated.
Which is Trainspotting?
Down with Love.
What's that?
It's God, I had to look it. I should have looked it up ahead of time. But it's this very kind of, I don't know, but it's something my wife and I watched a bunch of times. I can't find it. It was a while back.
Take a look. Dagan for TV actors. I got Reese Seaburn, Jonathan Banks, and Bob Odenkirk. They've all given Emmy-worthy performances on Better Call Saul this season. Man, a lot of people talking about that show. Any Breaking Bad fans that aren't watching Saul are really missing out.
All right.
I gotta get on it. Marshall Weeks. Favorite actors are Russell Crowe from Gladiator and Denzel Washington with Man on Fire. My favorite actresses are Selma Hayek from Desperado. Favorite actress Selma Hayek from Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Yeah, she's done a lot of great stuff too, man. Who was Roka was saying he doesn't think that Selma Hayek is attractive. I think Roka's out of his mind. Michael Ritdingus, who says Daisy Ridley, another action movie. I think that she will. I think she'll be in another action movie for sure. I think that she probably is going to stay away or distance herself from any sci-fi stuff for a little bit, or maybe not. Maybe she embraces it straight out. I'd like to see her do some more action stuff. What is she working on next? I mean, I don't know. Let me see, because she's probably in that Murder on the Orient Express sequel, right? I would assume so. Let's see what she's in. Well, obviously, the last thing she was in was Rise of Skywalker. She is going to be in her
house.
Like everyone else. Chaos Walking. What is Chaos Walking? Let's see. Chaos Walking is a dystopian world where there are no women, and all living creatures can hear each other's thoughts in a stream of images, words, and sounds called noise, directed by Doug Liman. Charlie Kaufman wrote it. Interesting. But, so what is Daisy really just a voice or something? There's no women in? Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Mads Mikkelsen. Isn't that cast? It's a pretty Kurt Sutter.
Maybe they find women.
I don't know. Maybe it's a good cast. What's the other one? Another one here is Colma. Colma is a remarried widow, is given an unusual offer to relive her first love as the end of her life draws closer. Okay. She's in it, but that's all we know. And then lastly, she's in another thing called A Woman of No Importance, which she plays a character named Virginia Hall, and that's all we know, based on a book. So that's all we got right now from Daisy Ridley that's coming out. All right. Good suggestions here, everybody. Thank you for the Schmoebots. Thank you for the suggestions in general. And here we get to Mechanic Mike, who put in a wonderful Schmoebot. Thank you so very much. 50 Shades of Geek, who says, at the end of the workday, I have to write a full report of everything me and my team did that day. Last week, I was super close to writing Saflart and Flaus in the report, but I figured now it is not a good time to get my ass fired, not even for the Saflarton. No, don't get yourself fired for Saflarton, because contrary to belief, he won't help you out. No. Muffin Truck. My favorite actors currently are Sam Rockwell and Ben Mendelsohn. Adam Driver is getting up there too. Both great. Sam Rockwell is another one. I mean, he like, it's funny because I was watching the Trolls, the World Tour thing, and I found out that he like did a voice. And I was like, oh, it elevated it originally. And he was in Flaus. I was going to say the Fosse and Verdon.
I didn't see that, but I want to see that. I love him.
Michelle Williams is the standout in that show. There's no doubt about it. We haven't talked about her
She's
yet.
one of my faves, too.
It's amazing how good she is.
Yeah.
It's amazing how talented she is. She is so good in that role, and I was so glad that she won because my wife watched that series, and I watched a lot of them with her, but every time she is so good in that series, and they had such great chemistry. But Rockwell's just one of those guys. He just grabs your attention because he's so good. He's another one. He's likable. You know, he was really good in was that the Richard Jewell movie that just came out.
I didn't see that.
He was really good in that too.
What was the one he did about the Gong Show host? Did you like that?
No, which one was that?
It was about the Gong Show host, and there was a rumor that the Gong Show host was also a spy or something.
Oh,
like
really?
That. Yeah.
Oh, what's that one? Let's see. Which one is that? He's in so much.
Oh God, yeah.
God, the guy's in so much stuff.
I liked him in the
You know what?
The Charlie's Angels.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, not the one.
The old one?
The old
was he in the old one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't remember that. Richard Jewell, Jojo Rabbit. He was really good in that. Fosse Verdon.
God, yeah, Jojo Rabbit.
Vice. Vice though, to me, I didn't love him in. He got nominated for that one. I didn't love him in that movie. I didn't think he was bad. I just didn't. I just thought there were so many better performances from other people as George Bush, where I did in other movies. So I didn't love him in that movie, but I do. I mean, he's great. 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Missouri was another one, which was a great role because it shifts so many times. That movie is an underrated movie. I know that it got nominated for a lot of stuff, but people don't talk about it as much anymore. And I think that the reason why that is such an underrated performance by Rockwell is because you shouldn't like him in that role. He's a racist. I mean, he's a pure racist. You should not like him. But by the end of the movie, you sympathize with him. You're with him. It's weird how they do that to you. It's a great performance of what he's able to do in that movie. Drunk History. What's it called? It's not Mr. Right. Poltergeist. Don Verden. Digging for, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's called.
Confessions of a Dangerous
Way
Mind.
back.
Yeah, Confessions of a Dangerous Mind.
Okay.
About Chuck Barris from the Gong Show. Yeah.
Well, The Way Back is awesome. I love that movie. 7 Psychopaths is another one. So, yeah, he's been in tons of stuff. You can go through his catalog for a while. All right.
You mentioned your wife's favorite, Moon.
That came up last night. I can't tell you how much she hates that movie. She hates that movie. Hotel Nerd. Favorite actors are Robin Williams, Taron Egerton, Colin Firth, Michael Caine, Mark Hamill. Forgot he was in Kingsman. I remember that's how we got him on Schmoes. Taylor Kinney, James Spencer, Martin Sheen, Bradley Whitford. Out of those, I think that Robin Williams. I mean, Robin Williams is, he's obviously known for just being an icon.
Yeah.
And he's known for being funny. He's very similar to when someone just mentioned Jim Carrey. My favorite Jim Carrey performance of all time is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind because it's the most toned down he is. It's the most normal he is. And it's the most you can see him just really kind of finding himself. And I feel like Good Will Hunting for Robin Williams is that.
Amazing. Yeah, I was just going to say that. That one, God, just...
He deserved to win.
Heart-wrenchingly good performance. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, because in not Good Will Hunting, Good Morning Vietnam, he pretty much plays the perception of how we saw Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Right? And in Good Will Hunting, I believe he plays the Robin Williams that you probably saw if you knew him off camera. And that's what I say inside of my mind and what I've seen in documentaries and stuff of him. But either way, they're all great performances. I also think as much as it bombed and he felt it was going to ruin his career, I thought he was great in Popeye.
Yeah.
To be able to hold that, it could come off as just an impression the whole time.
That baby was from Nebraska.
Was it? Makes sense.
Sweet Pea was from Nebraska. My friend had a side.
Really? Oh, it's so funny. Had a side hugger from the baby?
Yeah, well, the baby grew up and would do like
appearances at Comic-Con stuff. Makes sense. J.J. Windward. Got to show some love for Michael Shannon. Yep. Bad Boys 2, The Shape of Water, The Current War. I forgot he was in Bad Boys 2. Nocturnal Animals, Knives Out. The man always brings it. He does. He absolutely does. And he was really good he was great as Zod. Transporter 27X. In my opinion, no one brings more intensity and charisma to the screen like Tom Hardy. I bought the movie Legion where he plays the Cray twins without seeing a trailer. I didn't love that movie. Thought he was great in it. I didn't love the movie, but I thought he was absolutely fantastic. But his best performance is Locke. because that is not easy to do. I know Bronson is one that everybody talks about, but to me, that. Have you watched that movie
That's
yet?
the one where
That's
he's in the
I told
car.
You
Yeah.
He's Locke. He's just in a car and he's having phone conversations with himself the whole entire time. It's
I
great.
loved Warrior, and I
too.
did like the one where he plays two brothers.
That's that one that he's talking about. Legend.
Legend. Okay, I love that
mobster.
Yeah,
I didn't love that movie, but all right, going back on over now to the Dutch Stoner. Hey, Christian, did you see the trailer for Prop Culture? It's a docuseries on Disney Plus. It drops May 1st. In the trailer, they show props for Back to the Future, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, Muppets, and Tron. By the way, last week's episodes hurt my brain. Well, thank you for that. Everybody's, it's true. I have not seen that trailer, but it sounds pretty great. That sounds like a lot of fun. That sounds like something I could watch with my daughter also. Scotty doesn't know. Matt Damon was one of the best versatile actors of his generation, from Dogma to Interstellar, but his best performance was in Eurotrip. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing, is that's what was so good about Matt Damon. Let's go to Matt Damon's.
I'll tell you one right away that I had that Lonnie had never seen, that I had her watch, was Talented Mr. Ripley.
I don't remember that movie very well. But he's a psychopath in that movie, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about Matt Damon here. So, the first thing I remember him from,
Matt Damon.
Do you remember? You know what you remember him from? First time?
Yes, he played someone's brother.
Mystic Pizza.
I
don't remember him in that. I know that he was in it.
Yeah,
but I don't remember him in that. The first thing I remember him is being the jerky kid from School Ties. He's the one in School Ties that sets up Brendan Fraser. Yeah, he was Charlie Dillon in School Ties. He was in Field of Dreams as a baseball fan at Fenway. That's interesting. Glory Days, Courage Under Fire, I remember, Chasing Amy, and then he blows up with Good Will Hunting. The Rainmaker, I think, came out after Good Will Hunting because I think they wanted to capitalize. Because I saw The Rainmaker, that was Coppola, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure that was Coppola. Yes, it was Francis Ford Coppola. That and John Voight, your boy John Voight's in there too. That's an underrated movie and an underperformance that people don't talk about for sure. What is that? What the hell is this? What is that now? I don't understand. Oh, this is producers, that's why. So going back on over to actor. Now, what's The Last Duel? He's got The Last Duel coming up. And that's Ridley Scott. He's working with Ridley Scott again, so that's fun.
Did you like We Bought a Zoo?
I didn't mind it. I don't think it's great, but I didn't mind it. He always pops up in cameos and stuff too. Margaret, I remember him in Margaret. Green Zone, I remember thinking it was going to be like the next Bourne. It is not. The Oceans movies, The Departed. He was really great in The Departed. That's what another thing he's able to do is he's able to switch from the way the personality of the good guy, and he can play a couple scumbags too, which I thought he's been good. He's great, man. Yeah, Matt Damon, I'm a massive fan of for sure.
I like him in all the Oceans too.
Yeah. Alden Diaz. Brett Screwed Brett. Oh, this is Schmoebot. Yes, thank you. Jay Scotty for real. Gary Cole and Ron Livingston are great in Office Space, and they've gone on to be some of the most consistent, underappreciated supporting character actors. You got Dodgeball, Ricky Bobby, Pineapple Express, Blockers, Swingers, and The Conjuring, to name a few. So good choices. Hotel Nerd with a Schmoebot. Tyler Ramos. Why you people block me? Because YouTube's now I unfollow, and no more Patreon. Okay. Sorry, Tyler. Purple Haze. One of my favorites is Denzel Washington. He seems to ground every movie he's in, no matter how crazy the movie gets.
What's he been in?
I don't know. Never heard of him.
Never heard of the
No, he's great. He's been around for such a long time. And did anybody watch that movie I brought up, the Heart Condition? Did anybody check it out after I brought it up? No, nobody brought it. Nobody
checked that out?
Nobody checked it out. Nobody brought up Heart Condition. I got no tweets about Heart Condition. Nothing. Alden Diaz put in a great Schmoebot. So did Saint Pussy Lips. Put in a Schmoebot. Thank you. And of course, he asked for this is the one who asked for Mark Ellis yelling for help after some bullies wedged his yak in a locker door with a peanut butter while drunk Brett plays a janitor who only offers dating advice. That's a lot. What is it now? Mark Ellis yelling for help. Hey, I need help. Some guy, I was trying to give him some time on the school talent show, and he put my dick in a locker.
You just need to talk to the girl. No,
girl. It's just me here. I'm kind of hurt.
Listen, you got to put yourself out there.
I'm out there.
No, I'm saying, listen, go to her.
Go to
Go
who?
to her.
Well, it's kind of hard with my dick in the locker.
Tell her you love her. If you keep that bottled up, you're going to explode.
All right. Well, thanks for the help. Appreciate it, Kenny Rogers. All right.
Who was that? Who suggested?
That was Saint Pussy Leap.
I can't wait for my mom to go, I haven't seen St. Pussy Lips on for a while.
Oh my God.
Has everybody checked in on it?
Yeah, is it okay? Poor Saint Pussy Lips. 50 Shades of Geek. If your favorite actor isn't Saflert and Flaus, you don't know shit. That's right.
That's true.
Embrace your geekiness. Helen Mirren, Schmoebot, thank you. Johnny Epp. I'd like to see a T-shirt for the Barbarian with Elvis on the shoulder. I can see all his supporters putting their own Elvis. I watched Man of Tai Chi again last night. Keanu's my favorite. I'd like to see him as a bad guy again. I've never seen that. I want to see him as a bad guy. I don't remember him as a bad guy. So I'd like to see it. As far as Barbarian, I stick by it. I got to wait until we see, what happens, how popular he gets first before we make him a shirt. Okay, but no, I'd like to see Keanu as a bad guy. Jim Sandelin, who put in Schmoebot and talked about Matthew McConaughey. Let's talk about McConaughey there. Matthew McConaughey. Well, McConaughey, I mean, I think everybody's first remembrance is Dazed and Confused, right? Yeah. All right, so that's a naturally. Now, the thing with McConaughey is McConaughey's also had one of those careers where he did something very smart. He looked like he was going romantic comedies, and that's what he was going to be stuck in for the rest of his career because he didn't start that way. He started with, he was in Dazed and Confused, obviously, and then he was in Boys on the Side. I remember that. He was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. He's in Glory Days. Which is the one? Lone Star. A Time to Kill was the one that was kind of put him into superstar status. Him and Sandra Bullock. Did you ever see what the hell is the name of the? Where was it? Tiptoes. Did you ever see the trailer for Tiptoes?
Tiptoes? No.
Have you never seen the? You're not even gonna believe this is a real movie. I'm gonna play this trailer for you. I'm sure something's going to happen as far as the monetization goes, but whatever. I cannot believe that. Don't even look yet. Don't look yet. I'm going to play the trailer for you. And for anybody else who doesn't know this, Brett's reaction is going to be absolutely incredible. I can't wait to see this. Don't look yet, Brett. I'll tell you when. All right, Brett, here we go. Here's the trailer for Tiptoes. It's a real movie.
Carol and Steven's life together was perfect.
I've got to get going.
Right this second. Hey, baby.
Hey, sweetie. I love you.
There's one small problem.
Hi, I'm Ralph. I'm his brother. We're twins.
Are your parents,
Yeah.
It can tear them apart.
I think you're gonna let me know that everyone in your family's a midget.
They're not midgets, they're dwarfs.
Whatever.
Or bring them together.
It's the most offensive movie of all time.
Welcome, I'm Steven.
Ah, there you are. This is Steven's father, Bruno, and his mom, Kathleen. And over behind the bar is Steven's brother, Rolf.
Hi.
You could have prepared us for this, don't you think? If you embarrass me, I'll
Jesus
never speak to you
Can you
again.
believe this is a movie?
How's everybody great?
I think maybe I'm pregnant.
When the going gets rough, it's only the size of your heart that counts.
Is somebody else
That big
doing?
of a deal if our kid was a dwarf?
You knocked up this great girl and you didn't tell
I can't believe it. I can't believe right? It's
Is
mind-blowing.
that the real voiceover trailer for?
100%.
Oh my god!
It's a crazy movie. Crazy movie. There's no chance that. Can you imagine that movie being made today?
Oh my god!
Crazy.
That is horrible.
It's a horrible movie. I can't believe. Anyway, so that's part of McConaughey's legacy. But True Detective is another one that he was really great in, and then obviously Dallas Buyers Club and all that. So, but yeah, Tiptoes will always be on his resume. There's no doubt about it.
It's the Stripper movie. He was in the Stripper.
Yeah, he was
movie.
in the Magic Mike.
Yeah, I liked him in the Magic Mike.
Was that a? No. Let me make sure I left the Schmoebot. Schmoebot's on. Okay. Someone just asked, is Schmoebot still on? It is. Hey, Rodreen, thank you. Peggy Gummins, Stanley Tucci, there you the Tooch, Kevin Kline, Margot Mandala, and my favorite actors are Martindale, are on pure talent. But as far as movie stars, I'll see anything with Emma Stone. Yeah, she's a good actress too. Mechanic Mike, who also talks about Ben Foster. Loved him since Hostage with Bruce Willis. He was Ben Foster. My favorite Ben Foster movie is Hell or High Water. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, okay. I think that was one I had.
To review that one. Okay. Knapsack's Ponytail. Or sorry. This is Bruce Leroy. Hey Brett, love these conversation starters hey Brett, I love these conversation starters that you guys are having. It really keeps me engaged. My favorite actor is tough, but my favorite actress, it's got to be Kay Parker. Go Huskers. I don't know Kay Parker.
Kay Parker.
Who's Kay Parker? Let me see. Should I know Kay Parker? Let's see. Kay Parker. It's going to be.
Is she a porn star?
An English porn star, and she's looks to be a lot older. Well done. For $1. Appreciate that. Knapsack's Ponytail. What are your feelings on watching movies, shows that have that star exiled actors? I watched 21 with Kevin Spacey a few weeks ago. It's a guilty pleasure for me, but I felt disgusted in myself after watching for supporting. You're not supporting Kevin Spacey, honey. You're supporting the filmmakers and the other actors that are in it. You know, he's in the movie. You know, it's like you can't look at it that way.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take American Beauty. I mean,
you can't do that.
Yeah,
it's not fair to Sam Mendes. It's not fair to Wes Bentley and all the other people that are in that movie, American Beauty. So don't look at it that way. You can't. Orange Cassidy, the best actor right now is Viola Davis. I'm going to be on board with this one. She elevates materials and acts circles around everyone she's on the screen with. She also turns up in quite a few Law and Order episodes as a lawyer. Love noticing great actors there before their big break. Let's look at Viola Davis because she is Kay Parker.
She's no Kay Parker.
She's no Kay Parker. That was good. That was good. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. You got me there. I was like, who's Kay Parker? I don't know that one.
Let's look her up.
Oh, now I know that one. I mean, I got to tell you. One time when she did that one thing that nobody else thought she could do, and she did it. It was there.
Tree at a time.
Oh, she fit it in. She fit it in. All right, Viola Davis. Let's see. So she has been in many, many great things. And obviously she... there's the one she just did with Widows. She was in people. I thought she was great, and I don't love that movie, but she was good in that movie. Fences is the one where she got a lot of notoriety for. Suicide Squad. She was in that one. She was in The Help. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a funny story. Eat, Pray, Love. Law Abiding Citizen. Interesting. She was, but. It was really The Help was the one where she started getting more mainstream because she's been around for a long time. She was in Out of Sight. She was in She was in The Division. She was in Solaris. She's been in a lot. But yeah, it was The Help. World Trade Center. Another person is in who was everybody in World Trade Center? She was in but it was The Help. The Help was the one that in 2011 that put her into, rightfully so, the mainstream. You know what's funny though? From 2011, she hasn't been in as much as she would probably deserve to be. Like Beautiful Creatures, she was in, right? She was in Prisoners, Ender's Game, Get On Up, Black Hat, which is that the one with Hemsworth? No, yeah, it is. That movie sucks. It's terrible. Nothing against her. It's just terrible. She'd probably tell you it's terrible too. I'm surprised she hasn't been in more with all this. How good she is. She needs to be in more stuff. Okay. Thank you for that one. Great one. Larry Payne, who put in that Schmoebot about McMillions. Ben Rayner put in the Schmoebot. Ash Arnold, my favorite actor. Ryan Gosling, favorite actress. Emma Stone. Well, they seem to be hand in hand in a lot of things. Yeah. So they do. Ryan Gosling, I almost watched Drive again last night. Can you remember the audience has been telling me to revisit it?
No, my wife made me watch that one recently. Yeah.
I got to rewatch it because I remember when I saw it originally, I was expecting one thing. I didn't get what I thought, and I think it just kind of soured my my taste as far as what I was expecting from that particular movie. So I need to go back and watch that one. There was 3 movies last night that we almost watched. We settled on watching History Channel, but it was, what were the 3 movies? It was that one. It was Drive. It was Road to Perdition, and then there was one more that I can't remember that we were thinking about that was on Netflix, and we almost there was 3 certain movies. Oh, and Minority Report, which is on Netflix. Those were the 3 we were gonna watch. One of those 3 last night. Didn't watch any of them, but we were gonna watch them.
Hey.
So yeah, it's a discussion. Ian Williams, can we get some love for Paul Giamatti? Absolutely, Pig Vomit. I always remember him even when the movie's forgettable. Love the show. Take care, guys. Thank you, Ian. I always remember him from from the Howard Stern movie.
Oh, yeah.
Always. It's like, because Howard Stern is the fucking Antichrist. It's the best. Marshall Weeks. Always really liked Paul Walker in Running Scared and Hours. He was amazing in Hours. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. But Paul Walker, Running Scared was another one. Those are the two that he had done that a lot of people did love. I heard a lot about it, but never saw Hours. Sugar Gum. My favorite actors are Amy Adams, Michael Shannon, watching Waco, and he's so good. Is he in that? I didn't know that. Toni Collette. Toni Collette's not talked about as much, especially after the kind of few years that she's just had kicking ass. What is it, Hereditary? Is that the one? Christian Bale.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't talked about Bale and Paul Dano. I've watched 11 Paul Dano films. This is another Paul Dano choice here. He's got to be the one that's been brought up the most. He's so versatile. I don't think people realize how good he really is. I'm excited that he'll get exposure in Batman. That's right, he's in Batman. Christian Bale is the one, though. I think that look at Christian Bale's lineup here, man. Like, look at all the movies that he's been in, and let's see. I'm going to bring him up real quick. Christian Bale.
Empire of the Sun.
Yeah, that's the one I think a lot of people remember him from when he was a kid, obviously, right? And then the one that brought him back into the public it was American Psycho. But you go back in, let's see, Swing Kids. He was in Swing Kids. But Empire of the Sun was 1987. That was kind of the big one. Pocahontas, he was a voice in that. Metroland, he was in Metroland? Get out of here with Eddie Murphy? Was he real? No, that wasn't Metroland. I'm thinking of Metro. I don't know what Metroland is. Equilibrium, I remember him in Shaft. He was the bad guy in Shaft. Yep. American Psycho, that's the big one. And then once Batman, because remember people didn't realize this. He was in talks for Superman for a long time before Batman, and then he got Batman, and then it just took him into a whole new level. Rescue Dawn, The Prestige, which not enough people talk about. 3:10 to Yuma, The Dark Knight, Terminator Salvation, The Fighter, Dark Knight Rises, Out of the Furnace, American Hustle, Exodus, which we can forget about. The Big Short, The Promise, Hostiles, Vice, Ford versus Ferrari. And he's got another one with David O. Russell coming up. So, good ones, good movies. He's definitely he'd be in my top 5, I think.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Daniel Day-Lewis isn't even brought up because I think everybody just kind of puts him on the throne and no one really goes near him. So then we get to Hotel Nerd for Schmoebot. Thank you. Invalid User, Schmoebot. Morse Code, Jeremiah Morris, Mark Jason Ali, all with Schmoebots. Thank you. Damon's Ass. In terms of favorite actors, I'd say there's no Denzel movie he's not good in. Equalizer 2 wasn't that good. I agree there. But he's still great. Also agree there. Then again, there's no Statham movie I wouldn't enjoy either. Crank anyone? LOL. Statham's been in some... You know what the best Statham movie is The Bank Job.
I don't know if I saw that.
That's a really good movie because it's not just a kind of a mindless action flick. It's clever. And I think it's underrated. The Bank Job was awesome. I remember Ellis and I saw that. It was one of our first movies that we reviewed, and it was really, really good. And Woodstock's Friend, Ed Harris from The Abyss, The Rock, Truman Show, Apollo 13, hell, even Stepmom. Great overall actor. Yeah, he really is. He really is. And the other one that he was really good in was what's the one with Viggo Mortensen where he's the gangster, but he's doing he's on the run with Maria Bello. What's the one I'm thinking of?
Come on, people.
Come on, you guys help me out here. What's the one I'm thinking of? I'm not even gonna look. I'm gonna let you guys come up with it. I can't think of it. My head's fried.
I just need a chat in my life.
Yeah,
I need a chat.
You know what I'm talking about? Which is the one? It's farts. It's Viggo Mortensen. History of Violence. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Tim Franco. The Tank coming in hot. Franco. Speaking of which, Tim Franco, Brad Gilmore, and Mike Kalinowski are going to go triple threat James Bond in the exhibitions. If you join the exhibitions for the Patreon, if you join Patreon, patreon.com/the Schmoedown, the first one airs tomorrow, and it's the championship battle between Dan Murrell, Kevin Smets, Alex Damon, and John Roca. And it's going to be a really, really, it's a good match. It's a fun match. You can join today. We're going to have so many exhibition matches coming in, but the Tank's going up against Kalinowski and the Boat. It's going to be a good one in a James Bond match. Okay. Hotel Nerd with another Schmoebot. Thank you so much. Hyper Dave, Nick Offerman, and Allison Pill are amazing in the FX Hulu shows Devs. Highly recommended watching this show when you have the time. My buddy David Gambino just posted something about Devs. People have been talking about that one. House Heisenberg, what are Brett's final thoughts on Ben from Ozark and his overall character arc? As someone who emphasizes a lot with Ben, it was incredibly emotional for me. The range that Tom Pelphrey has is out of control. It will be a crime if he doesn't win the Emmy. Did you see what I was talking about with that scene with him in the car? Right?
Yeah, and
he needs to be nominated.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, and he needs to be. I'm sure this will. He's
catapult him. He needs to be in more stuff. But what's his name? His name is Tom Pelphrey. Let's see. So that's an actor that we should spotlight right now because he was pretty great in that movie, in that show. Excuse me, Tom Pelphrey. Let's see what he was in, if anything, because maybe he's been in stuff. That's not Tom Pelphrey. That's Christopher Lloyd. Tom Pelphrey. He was in Iron Fist, apparently. Never saw him in that. But here's what he was in. So, actor, he's in some movie called Jill that's coming out. Mank. He was in Ozark, Blind Spot, Crazy Allen, Iron Fist, Sam, Banshee. He was really not in a lot of stuff. He's starting to pop now. He was in a lot of stuff. I shouldn't say that. He just didn't have any big roles that like he was in. Yeah, the home front.
A lot of television,
a lot of TV. Yeah. But this is a role that I think that should. I mean, if I'm his agent, I'm sending I'm sending that car scene to everyone.
Yeah.
And saying, what are you doing? Get this guy in everything. He should be. He's got a Bernthal type quality to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's great, man. Tom Pelphrey is a star.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a straight up star, like from Ozark. Really good. Is it? Yeah, he's good, man. I'd like to see him do some more stuff. All right. Let's get back in. A lot of great suggestions, guys. Keep them coming. Streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. We still got about 20 minutes left. If there's anybody you guys want us to talk about, any Schmoebots you want to interrupt the show, go ahead and do it. You can do it over at streamlabs.com/the Schmoedown. And I will get to the super chats once we finish up the Streamlabs here. We will do that. 50 Shades of Geek. My favorite actor is Johnny Depp. Please don't hate me. I'm fragile. No one hates you. Johnny Depp is a great actor. He's been in a lot of great things. He's done a lot of great stuff. It's just the thing with Johnny Depp is that he started to get into this thing where he became like a caricature of himself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he was, and I think that the worst thing he did was so many movies with Tim Burton. He did way too many.
Yeah.
Because he just became like the Lone Ranger, even though that wasn't Tim Burton, but the Lone Ranger doing that, and then the Willy Wonka and all. But he's a great actor. He came back to form when he was in the Whitey Bulger movie. He definitely was. I mean, you look at stuff like Blow or Donnie Brasco, or I mean, even though you mentioned Tim Burton, but Edward Scissorhands, and I mean, he's great. And even
Blow's definitely not underrated. I own that one. I love.
It's great. And the other thing with him is that like you look at Pirates of the Caribbean, he got nominated for that the first time.
Yeah,
nominated for that, but then it just became a cartoon.
Yeah,
they
drugged that one.
It was just too much of the Jack Sparrow, because it just became the Jack Sparrow movies. The first movie is pretty good. I remember not liking it as much, and I revisited it, the first one. It's pretty good. Okay, so no, we don't hate you for that. No way.
Nobody hates you.
So 1.21 Jelly Watts. I love Robin Wright and Benicio del Toro. Great choices. 50 Shades of Geek. Thank you.
Robin Wright touched my arm once.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Where?
I was working at that pub on Wilshire, and she asked me a trivia question, and this was pre searching, so I had to go over to the bar and goes, hey, does anybody know this, who played this and this, or what song or whatever? And I ran over and she goes, oh, yes, thank you, and put her arm on me, and
you must faint,
and I was just like, you're welcome.
Yeah, apparently she's pretty cool also. What was she? She was just in she was in the Blade Runner. She was in the Blade Runner movie, and I got asked that question, which I still think was a shit question. It was his title match with me and Sam Levine, and the movie hadn't even come out yet, Blade Runner, and like she's in the trailer for like 3, maybe 2 seconds, and the question was like, who plays this? And I was like, I don't know, I haven't seen the fucking movie yet, or maybe it just came out and my daughter was just born or something. To him, I didn't get a chance to see that thing yet. And it wasn't a new release category. It was just like a round 1 question. I was like, that's a stupid question. It's the only time I ever called out the writers, because I was, of course, playing in the game. Yeah, that's so funny. Somebody just responded to that comment I told you. Like, people are going on to my actual comment now. They said, "Oh, Roke actually responded."
Oh,
Roke, it's a whole
7 pages long.
Yeah, Roka said, "You're right. It's not the same. It's better, it's tougher, it's cleaner, it's sharper. It gets rookies with a wealth of knowledge and requires the old dogs to elevate their game. It's not for fun anymore, although it is still a part of it. It's just more about that than just fun. Now it's about wins, it's about titles, it's storylines, it's drama, it's legendary battles, it's heartbreaking losses and exhilarating triumphs." Look at Roka. The WWE of them 80s WWE was fun with characters and people playing dress up, but this is tougher, leaner, irreverent and stronger attitude era now, and it will also be long remembered as one of the greatest eras of the Schmoedown. If you smell what the Outlaw is cooking, that was great. That was great. I love it. Okay. Well, I understand. This guy he's more of a trivia guy. That to me is like I not for me. I don't want to just do a trivia show. It's dull. It's like there's some people who just watch it for trivia and it's just like they don't get it because it's like it's the whole. You can get the trivia of it, but they don't get the whole thing. I posted the Horseman reveal. Someone's like, why are these? I never understood why are people so invested. It's just a trivia game because it's not just a trivia game. It's a show.
Yeah.
And it's like why are people invested in wrestling? Why are people invested in sports? Why are people invested in Ozark? Because it's a show. It's characters, and you got to evolve it. So that's most people now understand that, which I love, and more people are getting into it and getting an understanding. So I'm digging that. All right, getting back on over to, did we get Nazwan Sabil, who says favorite actor of all time is Robin Williams. I'll watch anything with Jason Bateman or Michelle Williams. Jason Bateman's another one who, Jason Bateman had a very interesting career. I'd like to go through his IMDb because look at what Jason Bateman, what's the first thing you remember him from?
Family Time. No.
Family Ties. He was absolutely in Family Ties. No, not Family Ties. Not Family Ties. He might have been in Family Ties, but that's not. Silver Spoons.
Silver Spoons.
Yes, Silver Spoons is the first one, but was he in Family Ties?
I mean, his sister was.
His
right?
sister was.
Yeah, that's what I'm confused.
Yes, but he was. He
may have popped in there for an episode.
He might have. Let's see. He was definitely Silver Spoons was the one I remember him from. Is Derek Taylor, then Knight Rider, Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah, but the first movie he was ever in that I remember in was Teen Wolf TOO, Teen Wolf 2 as the boxer. Remember Teen Wolf 2?
Oh yeah.
And then he kind of fell off. You didn't see him for a while. And I remember he just hadn't. Where was he?
Shit. What's the one where he gets in the spelling bee?
Oh, that's the best. That's Bad Words. That's he directed
so
that.
Good.
He is a. If we talk about underrated, and we'll probably do this one next, is directors.
Yeah.
He is an underrated director. He directed like the first 3 or 4 of Ozark.
And
of season 3.
What's amazing with his Ozark performance is he can still in such just still be just so subtly funny.
It's his personality. Yeah. He uses his personality.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take care of that.
Yeah. It's just right, and then he moves on. He is great. He is great.
Yeah.
But crack the neck. He was in like Starsky and Hutch, and then Dodgeball. Dodgeball was the one because he wasn't doing shit for a while. I mean, he was in all these other like TV shows and movies. I know he was in what's this show that everyone loves that he was in? Shit. You're not helping me out here today. I'll tell you.
I can't read any of this.
I remember
stuff.
shit, but where is it? It's
Did you expect me to?
Arrested Development.
Yes.
So thank you, Brett.
Yes. That's you know what you're thinking of? Arrested Development.
Thank you so very much. Arrested Development. I never got into it, but
really?
Yeah, everybody loves that show, and that was I don't know when that first popped up, but it was that, and then it was obviously Dodgeball that he was in. He was really funny in Dodgeball. He pops up and is like, oh, that's Jason Bateman.
You got to get it. I think Arrested Development is really where I kind of
got back into.
That's
what everybody did. Yeah. And then it just then he's got Bad Words, Identity Thief. I did not like, but he's just been out in Horrible Bosses, and Game Night was pretty good. But it's when he jumped into Ozark though, I think he just kind of switched it up for me though, because I know you know what else he was really good in was that one the Joel Edgerton one, The Gift. He's a dick in that movie. Did you see The Gift?
Pull it up.
Bring it up.
Let's see.
A young married couple's lives are thrown into harrowing tailspin when an acquaintance from the husband's past brings mysterious gifts and a horrifying secret to light after more than 20 years. And I've forgotten. And Rebecca Hall is the woman in that. So
back at it.
It's a good one's here today. This is a good one. I like this is a good conversation we're having here, ladies and gents.
What do you think? Think he's a nice guy in person?
Yeah, I hear he's pretty nice.
Because it would break my heart if he wasn't.
No, I haven't heard. I've never heard bad stories about him.
Yeah.
I've always heard he's a really, really good dude. And people like, you know how I always knew that was true when after I heard the stories, because it's the way people also respond to like he got punked years ago.
Yeah.
And it was before he kind of blown up. And I remember the way that he responded. He just responded like a normal dude would, and he was kind of shocked. He couldn't believe what was happening, but he wasn't a dick. He wasn't a dick. He was just a nice guy, and I've heard that about him. So I bet you you'd be happy to actually meet him. Marshall Weeks put in Schmoebot Seth Bayless. In my opinion, Emery Cohen is an underrated actor. He is awesome and is so captivating in his roles. I've seen him in the OA, Place Beyond the Pines, Hot Summer's Nights, and Lawless, Under the Silver Lake, and Joe. Let's see. Let me double check here too. I'm not going to lie to you that my brain is mush. So let me just bring up a picture.
I did enjoy the OA. I don't know if
Do you remember Brendan the kid from OA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's who that is. Okay.
No. I'm talking. I'm talking about
the kid. Oh
I'm
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about the
Oh
kid,
yeah. No.
Emery Cohen. Emery Cohen, was he in Brooklyn? Is that what you said? Emery Cohen. I think he was in Brooklyn, right? I believe he was.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah, he was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, so he was good in that. He hasn't been around much lately, but yeah, he's pretty damn good. Okay, so we have now Jay Scotty for real again. I got to bring up Michael Stuhlbarg's 2017. Yes, he was great in Call Me by Your Name. He was great as the father in that. The Shape of Water, The Post, plus Fargo season 3, and he popped up in Doctor Strange the year prior. Looking forward to whatever it is from him for sure. I liked him in Men in Black 3. Ellis hated him in that movie. I loved him in that movie. Big Beck, hey, Varing. He likes to flirt and blouse. Gingerbread, Riz Ahmed, Oscar Isaac, Elisabeth Moss, and Jason Bateman. And I don't know what it is, but I love Toby Kebbell. Me too. He's great. That's what it is. And really hope he blows up. He is in the M Night show on Apple Plus, and he's incredible. Toby Kebbell is one of my he is an underrated actor. The problem is he's another one. He's just not in a lot of good stuff, but he's always good in the movies and the stuff that he's in. He was just in, and I actually liked Bloodshot. He was just in Bloodshot also. I like Toby Kebbell a lot, man. I think Toby Kebbell was in I want to tell you, he was in Prince of Persia. He was good in that, but that movie is not good. What else was he in? He was in he's in. I mean, obviously, he was really good in Apes. You know, he's great in Apes as Koba. Toby Kebbell. Yeah. So Toby Kebbell. Here's some of the stuff that Toby Kebbell was in. I mean, the first thing I remember him in was Rock and Rolla, because Naveed McEllargy, who's my buddy, had produced that movie, and he told me, he's like, watch this guy. This guy's awesome. But that was the first thing. So Rock and Rolla, but the other stuff, Prince of Persia, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, it's all stuff that he was good in. But Warhorse, he was an additional voice in Star Wars: The Old Republic. That's awesome. The Counselor, Donald Platt of the Apes, Fantastic Four. I mean, it's like his agent keeps putting him in this shit. Warcraft, Ben-Hur. He was in Monster Calls. He was in that. He was dad in Monster Calls. He was really good. Kong Skull Island. He's just not in a lot of good stuff, but he's really good. Bloodshot. I think Bloodshot was better than I thought it was going to be. But Toby Kebbell's good. That's why I think he said when you're thinking about it, people aren't talking about him a lot. Okay. Christian's bald head. Thank you so much. Hey, Ra Ring. Did you guys know there's a website called Ozone that sells UV products that sanitizes and disinfects your stuff? That's right. You all don't know shit. It's a great alternative to hand sanitizer. You don't think? Stay safe. And he sent a link. Thank you for that.
I think that popped up on one of my Instagram feeds. There's one that you can put your phone in and close, and it's like UV. It's UV lights. Oh. Yeah.
I don't know how that works or not. Maddie Gunner. Hello, gents. I hope you're well. My favorite actors are Keanu, Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale. Also wanted to shoot out Tony Jaa as one of today's best action stars, but he doesn't get enough recognition. Dude is amazing. Take care. Well, thank you, Maddie. Thank you for the suggestions, and thank you for adding to the conversation. Purple Haze. Steve Buscemi is one of my favorite actors. I mean, come on. Never gives a dull performance. Fargo, man. Sir Lord Attenborough. I forgot to mention Charlize Theron last time. She's phenomenal, and put her up top 10 best actresses of all time. I don't think I'm going to argue with you on that. Seth Bayless. Christian, you got to check out Sweet Virginia on Netflix. It stars Chris Abbott and Jon Bernthal. I might have to. Both those guys are great. Gritty, deep story that's a slow burn, but it's an awesome film. Think you'd dig the performance. Also, who is the most versatile actor, actress working today? man, I mean, you put in
Gary Oldman, I think is
he's pretty damn good.
I mean, if you look at it, like from like True Romance to like the different characters he's played,
right?
I'd say
it's a good choice. It's a good choice.
Probably one of the best choices ever.
Ever. Okay, fine. This is now Levi Road. Shia LaBeouf is underrated because of his antics. I just don't think he gets enough love. I agree. I think that I think people will start talking about him when they see they understand how talented he is. But I think that both what he did this year with Honey Boy and Peanut Butter Falcon, those are two really good performances that I think people should see for sure. Oh, this is now from Levi Road. Underrated in Hollywood is Timothy Amundsen, Jaimin Hansu, John C. Reilly, Danny McBride, and Robert Downey Jr. just because of Tropic Thunder. Yeah, I think he's got a lot more props now. Motorola. I haven't watched this in 2 weeks. Who in the fook is the Furtenflaus? Christian, where's your hair? Brett is where's your hair? What the fuck is going on? I would go back and watch last week because there's too much to explain. Patricia Metz, excuse me. The writing and acting in Ozark should get all the awards. I can only watch one episode at a time. It's such an unsafe feeling. Brett is gold and Christian is the king of finding great talent. Thank you. I'm glad that you feel that way. Daniel Almendrales. What do you think about Robert Downey Jr.'s underrated movies like Two Girls and a Guy, great dialogue movie, and Air America? I'll tell you what I love is Chances Are. Do you remember Chances Are? God. Chances Are is a movie from the late 80s. I wanted to tell you it's 1989, if I was to guess. And it's Robert Downey Jr. and Sybil Shepherd. And Robert Downey Jr. plays her, and Shooter McGavin was her husband. And he dies. And then he dies and he gets reincarnated, but they give him like the reincarnation thing, but they're about to give him like the memory wipe and he doesn't get it. So he gets born, and Downey's got to be like 23 years old or whatever it is, and he comes back and he remembers who he was in his past life. It's a good romantic comedy. It's underrated, and he's great in it. Now we get to Shia LaMusic, Mark Dacascos, Fairuza Balk, and Stephen Dorff. Stephen Dorff kicked serious ass in The Last True Detective, and I thought he got screwed at the Emmys and didn't get nominated. He was awesome in that role. He was the best. I thought he was as good as Mahershala Ali, who was great, but I thought Stephen Dorff was really good and not talked about. And Syl also follows up and said, listed my underrated actors there by mistake, but my favorite actors are Ewan McGregor, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Michael Shannon, Willem Dafoe, Lance Henriksen, and girls. Yeah, okay. Well, girls, sure. Xavier Gomez. Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes doesn't get enough credit, especially the fact that he's English, and what he does, he pulls off that southern drawl. It's not easy to do. Larry Leese, The Big Short, was great. Sure was. Also says favorite actors are Sebastian Stan, Pacino, Affleck, and Christian Bale. It's good ones. Mechanic Mike, Thomas Jane. Has he been mentioned yet? He hasn't. It's another one. I really liked Hung for a while. I think the first season was pretty good, and then it started to go downhill. But I enjoyed that show, and I enjoyed him in it. Woody Harrelson should be up there, says Dragon R3 Born. I agree with you. Woody Harrelson does a lot of great things. Shiv Kumar. Tilda Swinton's never talked about enough, and she crushes every time that she's in, for sure. All right. So we had great conversations here, guys, but we have about 3 minutes left, and I think we can get through the rest of the Streamlab. So just for the rest of the day, I would say don't put any more in because I don't think I'm going to be able to get to any more past this this group here. So let's start. I had Sir Lord Attenborough who said Charlize Theron. Yes, you did. And Seth Bayless put in something. Air Papermaster. Aaron Paul and Octavia Spencer are my most underrated actors and actresses. Coincidentally, they were in an amazing show together on Apple. Didn't know that. Thank you for the shout out. Philly G says Kurt Russell, Bernthal, Harrelson, Michelle Pfeiffer, John C. Reilly, Blanchett, Hardy, Michael Shannon, Brolin, Michelle Williams, Philip Seymour Hoffman has not been mentioned. Lakeith Stanfield, Regina King. It's nice to see like there's so many different people that keep getting brought up, and then there's like that one. Oh yeah, we didn't mention him too, and it just shows you
one
how
of the most underrated
people.
Actors around is Titus Welliver, who stars in Amazon's Bosch.
Oh yes, he's
probably
good.
the best ensemble on streaming outside of Ozark. The show balances old school police procedural with the 10-episode arc shows. A real must-watch.
Yeah, Makuga talks about that one a lot. That's he's from Lost. He played the Man in Black.
Yeah.
Bosch. Yep. And then 50 Shades of Geek. I'm surprised no one's brought up Taika Waititi. He's a double threat, acting and directing. He really is. I want to see what he does more in the serious acting side of things, but he's really, really talented as not just directing and acting also. Yeah, look at this. Old school. Mark Time Lord Aquino back in the house. Man, that's an old school. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time. A long time. Hey, Christian and Brett, how about a birthday shout out from longtime fan? You're the best. The flirt in the flowers and fly. Of course, to the Time Lord. How you been, Time Lord? Haven't seen you in a long time, my man. Mark, the Time Lord Aquino is an original Schmoevillian.
Wow.
We're talking like 2013 Schmoevillian. Sir Lord Attenborough, another actor that is, happy birthday, Mark, by the way.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Another actor that has so many supporting roles is Stephen Root. He doesn't get enough love. Such a good actor. Thank you very much. Now, Philly G says, I love Heart Condition. Saw it when I was a kid. I remember asking my mom what a dildo was when Bob Hoskins' character woke up from surgery. Don't think my mom expected that in the movie. Wish I could remember her answer. I need to see that movie again because I remember definitely seeing it. John Campy. I don't know if this is the real Campy. Paul Dano gets overlooked because he was opposite Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood. One of the best performances ever. Such a shame Dano got overlooked. I mean, yeah, anytime you're up against him, you're going to. I mean, like, you look at Sally Field in Lincoln, right? Or Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Lincoln. Nobody talks about them. They talk about Lincoln. They talk about because it's him. He's the best. He's the GOAT. PC. Where's our auction? Likes are low. Thank you. Yeah, and today I'm not going to do it. It's like, you got to tell people to keep doing it. It's like, come on, if you're in here, you just hit the fucking likes. JJ Winward gotta also show love for Anna Taylor-Joy. She was excellent in The Witch, Split, and Emma. Can't wait to see her in Robert Eggers' The Northman and New Mutants whenever that comes out. Yeah, people love her, and she was really good in Split, no doubt. Brandon Dunlap. Anna Kendrick has matured into an amazing, diverse actress. I like her sometimes. I feel sometimes she does the same thing.
Yeah.
I did like her in that movie with A Simple Favor. Oh, Blake Lively I thought was great in that movie too. Did you see A Simple Favor? No. You should see it. There's a lot of stuff here. You
I should just spend the rest of
watching everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
I'm getting the feeling that there's a lot of movies out there.
There's a lot of good ones. See, for Christ's sake. Andrew, my two favorite actresses are Naomi Scott. I love Naomi Scott. And Haley Steinfeld. I watched Bumblebee again last night and remembered why I loved it. That is a great movie.
I want to see Bumblebee.
It's the best Transformers
movie. I know
movie.
My wife would watch it because she started to cheer up during the trailer.
Just turn it on.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Geek, not going to be able to watch live for a while, but I enjoyed the last 2 days of watching live. Stay safe, everyone. Wash your hands, know your shit, and hit that like button. Boom. Thank you, sir. And last one, Jim Mason for the Schmoebot. Appreciate it. Let's see if there's any super chats in there. Flavor got fired. Tom Hardy's my favorite actor. Chase B. Sam Neill is super slept on, in my opinion. Guys, I can't thank you enough for today. It was a lot of fun. We did it. And I love these conversations. Let's do more. What do you want to see? What do you hope to see? I'm excited to see more, hear more, talk more, do more. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. For Brett Sheridan, I'm Christian Harloff, and we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we'll do top directors and stuff. So get your list ready. Join us tomorrow as we'll revisit it. It is us. See you later.